Yeah, I got it.
Stakes. They just be trying to confuse you. They trying to make you break, but I refuse to. We're bound with blessings. Done stressing my way in depression. I've learned my lesson. I've taken a word from his message. This is my confession. This is high confessions. This is high confession. Look who you tried to save. Look how they tried to do you. You only pumped your brakes because they was trying to move you. There are higher stakes. They just be trying to confuse you. They trying to make you break, but I refuse to. We're bound with blessings. Done stressing my way in depression. I've learned my lesson. I've taken a word from his message. This is my confession. This is high confessions. This is high confessions. Look who you tried to save. Look how they tried to do you. Trying to make you break, but I refuse to. We're bound with blessings. Done stressing my way in depression. I've learned my lesson. I've taken a word from his message. This is my confession. This is high confessions. This is high confessions. Look who you tried to save. Look how they tried to do you. You only pumped your brakes because they was trying to move you. There are higher stakes. They just be trying to confuse you. They trying to make you break, but I refuse to. We're bound with blessings. Done stressing my way in depression. I've learned my lesson. I've taken a word from his message. This is my confession. This is high confessions. This is high confessions. Look who you tried to save. Look how they tried to do you. You only pumped your brakes because they was trying to move you. There are higher stakes. They just be trying to confuse you. They trying to make you break, but I refuse to. We're bound with blessings. Done stressing my way in depression. I've learned my lesson. I've taken a word from his message. This is my confession. This is high confessions. This is high confessions.
Welcome to High Confessions 369. It's your girl Celeste here with Tokyo, and we got BB Yosai coming back on the panel real quick. We just letting some people come on in and join us before we jump into these topics. Going over current news, things that's on your mind, you know, the Karmelo situation and other situations that's going on in the media right now. We're going to dive into all of that stuff. So stay tuned. So we can go ahead and jump into the icebreaker.
You didn't even wait.
Oh, we could wait a little bit more. My bad.
You said that and then 5 seconds passed.
It felt like 5 minutes though, for real.
I legit scrolled on my phone for like one scroll and you was like, okay, we can start the videos.
Right, because I can play my theme song all day long. You feel me? I can just run that.
Yeah. But I think it's best to have everyone here for the political
Yeah,
topics that we have so we can have more opinions based on it because, our
I agree.
opinions, they matter, but at the same time we don't have the full, grasp of everything of how everyone else
Right,
do and
different
look
point
into
of
things.
views, different experience, and look out,
Yeah.
outlooks on things. I agree.
Yeah. And what it's actually affecting because when BB Yosa and Miso is on, they always talk about slavery, it affects because of slavery and all that. And me being in the recent generation, I just think about the present times in the future. Like, what is this going to even hold for in the future? I don't even think about the past when it comes to that. So when they're on talking about the past, like this is all because of this and this and this, it kind of brings me to another perspective of the future.
Right, because not it didn't start at slavery. I just want you to know that it didn't start at slavery. People want you to think that it started at slavery, but no, we was here way before that. And we was ripped from a lot of stuff, and now we on the verge of getting it back.
Yeah. People don't know all the stuff that black people went through in its totality. They don't know all the things that we did. They don't know all the things that we put other people on to. Um, a lot of the stuff that they believe about us is just falsities, you know.
Exactly. And not
And
only that, it's like they want us to get over something like they just got over it, but it's hard for us to get over something when it's continuously happened. Not a year go by when y'all not unaliving one of us.
yeah,
Now we have to figure out different ways to explain different things to our children when they stepping outside of our door. So
we
it's
also
okay for their kids to walk out with the comfort of safety, but it's not okay for ours to walk out with the comfort of safety because of their skin color. So what they need to do is stop weaponizing our skin, because if we start weaponizing, then what?
it's, I think it's more than the skin. They want us to think it's that's what we could fight on the lower level amongst each other with these other races. They use that, as a proxy to to get everybody else into it with each other. You know what I mean? And what they do,
Right, but we don't have the energy. We're not giving them no more energy.
and we have to understand the mind state of these people. The same people that tell us to forget shit, it's the past and blah 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 blah. Them the same motherfuckers benefiting off of the shit. You know, whether they think they benefiting or not, they benefiting off of that shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They be like, well, our family didn't leave us anything and stuff, but did you have a good education? You know what I'm saying? Was you provided certain things in life? You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
I'm gonna be honest. Black broke and white broke. That's two different types of broke. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Them two different types of broke.
Exactly.
We're broke. It's three different
And
types
we
of
wear
broke.
it well. We wear it well.
There's actually broke where you don't got no money and you can't do nothing. There's broke where you got money but it's for responsibilities. And it is you broke but you don't want to spend that on anyone else. You just want to spend that on yourself.
Yeah. We
Right.
got
You broke because you paid all your bills and stuff, and you only broke because you ain't got no money to go outside and play.
some people broke because they comfortable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You buying your comfortability. You know what I mean? You're too comfortable. You know what I mean? Everything gotta yeah. I ain't we gotta stop needing so much shit that's outside of us. 'Cause half of the shit that they sell, we can make it ourselves and it'll be better quality too. You know?
Right. I do need some subscribers though. Like shit, y'all need to subscribe up and like your girl.
Make
You
sure
know,
it's from.
join the collective.
But yeah, let's get into this warm up video, this icebreaker here. It's going to be a quick, short one.
Every day, Anna Price tries to stop cars from driving past the stop school bus on her daughter's route over and over and over again. So we staked out the bus stop for 4 days last week. The first day we saw 3 cars drive by the flashing lights, and the next day wasn't any better. Hey! As we caught 2 more drivers on camera speeding right past the stopped school bus, and 2 others stopped right in front of us at the last minute. It happened again and again the next 2 days.
I feel sick. Watching these cars not stop just makes me sick.
Both Anna and Sherry say they've called the Orange County Sheriff's Office to report the problem, but they claim nothing happened until we showed up. We called both the Orange County School District and the Orange County Sheriff's Office about what we caught on tape. And on Thursday morning, Anna shot this cell phone video showing a white van blowing right by the bus and right by an Orange County deputy parked nearby surveying the scene. She says they were back Friday morning handing out tickets.
Can you tie your shoe?
But these moms say what they would really like to see is a better spot for the bus stop.
You know
Yeah.
what? People need to really pay attention to what they doing. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous that they wasn't stopping for the bus, putting kids' safety at high risk. And also, these schools need to find safer bus routes for these kids. They shouldn't be getting on a bus on a main street. I mean, they just need to have safer pickup locations, and people need to follow the rules of the road.
Yeah, is the pickup location. It being on a main road without the reliability of other drivers is very dangerous for little kids, teenagers, and some of them just randomly walk across the street, so anyone could get hit. Actually, I remember in school, one of my teachers were like, "Yeah, I almost seen a kid get hit by a car when it was a bus with the stoplights on." But the car couldn't see the child because the bus was too big.
It don't matter if they seen the child, if they had the stoplights on and they got the shit on the side. And at the end of the day, wherever the fuck the stop is, that's where it's at. So these people just need to stop. I seen some school bus parking spots, like school bus spots that was by abandoned buildings. You know what I mean? Where kids just be right there by abandoned building. I'd be like, that just look weird. So they're gonna put them wherever the hell they put them. At the end of the day, these cars they just don't want to adhere to the traffic laws. They think they above the law. I be seeing people do that out here when it comes to not so much the buses and when the bus have they stop signs out, but the crosswalks in general. Just the crosswalks by the school. People don't stop for the kids. But that's just them bullshitting, and these people probably going to rush to some bullshit. They probably ain't got shit else to do. I mean, nothing important to do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these people, they could.
And most of them probably ain't got no kids.
They about to go get them a wrap. They about to go get them some weed or some drink. That's what the fuck they rushing to.
Or they rushing to a job. But what if it was their kid? What if it was their kid Buzz? How would they react if a car was speeding by like that? People need to keep that in mind. And if they ain't got kids, at least follow the rules of the damn road. Pick up a book and read because you're supposed to stop.
Yeah, a lot of people are hypocrites, so they wouldn't see any problem with them doing that. You know what I mean? But they would have somebody else doing that.
Right. They feel like the rules are beneath them, like they are above the rules and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like the people that be, you know, people got the right of way to walk on the crosswalk, and people be like in a rush to go. Like, okay, what you in a rush for? If you in a rush, maybe you should go damn straight, make a U-turn, and go the way you need to fucking go. You know, like they have no patience.
Yeah, and most of the time they rushing, like I said, to some bullshit. There's nothing really important that won't, you know, 5 more seconds, 1 more minute won't hurt. You know, I can see if it's like the incident where it's some emergency where they might die if they don't get to the hospital in a minute, but that ain't the case for most of this shit. And think about it like that.
Call the ambulance.
Even in that instance, yeah. But even in that instance, you got to think too. If I crash, then we both did. Like, you know, so that ain't gonna be helping nothing. People today live in a thing like, "Woo, it's me." You know what I mean? People would be mad about it if it was them, if it was on their child having to deal with that. But if they ain't got to worry about their child going through that shit, they don't care.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people have a lack of consideration until it comes to them. When they have lack of consideration for others, but when they want someone to consider them and their health and their well-being, it upsets them. But you ain't going to get the same treatment if you're not doing that for other people, in honesty.
That's true.
But let's get into this next video. I heard this one is a good one. It's pretty long, but it's good.
Oh, Lord. I'm so fucking pissed. Did y'all hear about the 12-year-old boy in Texas that had came home from school to an empty apartment? His mom, Erica Renee Sanders, Sanders, and her boyfriend, Kevin Dwayne Adams, Kevin, Keven. These motherfuckers done moved out the apartment and ain't said nothing to her 12-year-old son, y'all. This is so fucked up on so many levels. Like, he got home, the apartment was empty. So the little boy went next door to the neighbors. He brought the neighbors back over to his place so they could see that the apartment was empty. So the police came and they talking to the little boy, and the little boy said, yeah, my mom and her boyfriend did mention that they would be moving. He just thought that he was going with them. So they get in touch with the mom and her boyfriend. They was like, oh yeah, his uncle coming to get him. That's what the mom said. But she wouldn't give the police the uncle number. Some kind of way they got the uncle number. They got a hold of the uncle. The uncle said this was his first time even hearing about this. He had no clue what his sister Erica was talking about. Then they talked to the boyfriend, Kevin Adams. On the phone, this motherfucker is literally telling the police, y'all, a long list of complaints that he have about a 12-year-old little boy. He's literally giving them a reason of, yeah, this why we left. We can't be doing this, taking care and this is what he's saying on the phone to the police. The neighbor even told the police when they talked to her, yeah, they have put him out before. She didn't understand it because the boy quiet, well-mannered and everything or whatever, so she didn't even understand it. Anyway, DCS talked to the mom. The mom wouldn't give them an address But they caught up with their asses. They caught up with them. They got arrested Friday. They still was in jail as of this morning. But it's just sad or whatever, because for me, I just can't even relate to shit like this. Like, you abandon your own motherfucking kid for some dick?
Hey, look, I knew she was gonna take it there at the end. Yeah, that's
Messed
what
up.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
No
very.
12-year-old should have to ever go through that.
Yeah, them people,
Never.
and
No
that's fucked up.
child.
They put the uncle out like that. Yeah, okay, bro. I told the uncle getting them. That's fucked up.
But at the same time, that's a toxic relationship because he's not even the father. He's just the boyfriend, and he's convincing the mom to abandon her own child.
Next
But
thing you know, that lady will end up unalive.
look, but at the end of
Yeah.
the
Or,
day,
but they in jail now, so good. That's where
look,
they need to be,
look,
underneath that sucker.
look. At the end of the day, she's stupid. If you let a motherfucker convince you of some shit like that, you a dumbass bitch. You know what I mean? I ain't got no other words for you. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, you dumb.
If
Stupid.
anything, my thing is, as a woman, if you're like, probably it wasn't planned, probably you didn't think about it, but at the same time, if that was in a conversation that needed to be had, you could have, had an arrangement, a proper arrangement with a family member, or actually put him in a foster care because he's still of age to get into a foster care.
Mm,
Right, just don't abandon them.
you
Yeah,
know,
like that is trauma right there. He will not be able to,
look.
be able to go into a house and have it empty.
Well, I don't believe that if you was willing to do that off of the whims of a nigga, then you probably would was waiting. You would have even if it wasn't for this nigga, if it was you would have did that shit eventually. That shit wouldn't even be in your mind if you fucked with your son like that.
Right. And like you're right. I feel like she knew what she was doing because ain't no way. She must be. I would assume they're probably on drugs or something because that's the only way you could. I could see a woman being just leaving her child behind like that and not like at least making like because for all that she could have just told him to go to the neighbor's house when you get home to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going out of your way to hurt this boy
Exactly.
Right.
when you could just give him up to somebody else? Like, would take.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because either
and
way,
then
he's with somebody else now. Because when they go to jail, they gotta be put in foster care anyway. So
Look,
you
and
might
you,
as well have just started there.
they could have did it a legal way. You goofy little.
Exactly. Now you idiots, you're going to jail for some dumb shit.
yeah, and also it's like the unconsideration of the brother of hers, like the uncle, is like the lack of consideration for him and the last minuteness. It's like he found out he needed to take the son when the cop got there and started asking questions about his like where he's gonna be at and stuff like that. So it was like a lack of consideration, lack of planning, lack
Right,
of
not knowing
everything.
what the
She
uncle
just
had going on. Maybe he didn't want to deal
yeah,
with no law. You
And
could
if
have
that
or
was
just dropped him
probably
off at the uncle house from the jump.
yeah,
yeah, or probably he's not mentally able or he's not physically able to take care of a kid at the moment. But
I
he's your only brother, so you're gonna give your kid to him.
I feel
that
like maybe they didn't even actually have that set up. That was just something they came up with to try to avoid going to jail.
at the spur of the moment. It was just an excuse at the spur of the moment. And my question
Exactly.
is,
Right.
y'all, you could have made
Mm.
all the arrangements so this boy would have been safe and taken care of. Why didn't you? You wanted him to be out there homeless. You should have known something like this was going to happen. Did you arrange for something else? Was you waiting for somebody else to come pick him
The
up?
whole
You know what I
house
mean?
was empty. They didn't even leave that boy no food.
But what I'm
My
saying is,
thing is,
how did they not think that shit was going to catch up with them unless something else in their plans went wrong? You know what I mean? Like,
Anything could have happened to that kid.
my
Anything.
my thing is, they said the house was empty. Did they take his stuff as well? So now he's only in that one outfit that he came home in.
hey, that's super fun. And what if they just left his shit too. Either
That
way, it's
house was
fucked up.
empty.
But either way, even if they took everything but his shit, or if they took everything including his shit, it's fucked up either way. You know what I mean? Because one said, "Fuck you, I ain't taking you nowhere," and the other one said, "Fuck you, you ain't getting your shit that we took. We taking your
And we're
shit."
gonna donate it and give it to another kid, probably.
You know, either way, it's fucked up. And if this other guy have kids himself, and you want her to do it, that's more of a fucked up situation too. Like, okay, so you got kids that you want to go do something for, but hers got to go disappear. You know what I mean?
Because they're not yours.
Yeah.
You know what? It could have been worse. He could have unalived that kid just because. You know what I'm saying? So let's just thank God that he's in a better place than with his damn mama.
I'm just
They
thinking
could
this.
have done it both together.
It's a stupid plan. Either way, it was gonna get caught. If y'all just leave the boy, y'all was gonna get caught up with the laws anyway. So why do it?
Yeah.
The
Why
fact
do it?
that they said they put him out before, like he's 16 or 18 or something, you know, to where he might could make his way in the world, but he's 11. You put him out before when? When he was a baby? Because he's still a baby.
Right.
My thing is, they probably are influenced, not to make an excuse for them, but they're probably influenced to where, like, anything that he does triggers them to where, oh, you're doing this and this and this, when really he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Probably just
You know
asking for a
what?
simple.
These people are the type of people that see shit online and they want to live the life that they see online and they feel like a kid is going to get in their way. It's too much
Then they should have thought about
responsibility.
that before they laid on a motherfucking back. They should have thought about that after they pushed him out and waited 11 years to decide you don't want him no more.
Right. This is not lean on me.
And my thing is, why not give him to the biological father? And if anything, if the biological father is still in the picture, why not give him to the father?
He probably locked up, like, you know,
But it seems like
the
they don't.
life.
They just don't care about him. They don't. It seems like they're going out of their way for him to be by himself. Like, you know what I mean? Because they could have been gave him to some people or
Exactly. It
stayed
would
with
be
somebody.
nothing to, give him to somebody if that's what they wanted to do. But they
Even if
just
it's
wanted
the
to
courts, even if it's the courts,
Right. For all we know, they doing that because of who that boy daddy is.
definitely a possibility. Sure, you never
Could be.
know.
Could
Women
be.
nowadays do some petty ass shit, I tell you,
Well,
just
yeah,
to make some other man happy
I
and
did.
comfortable.
I did hear a story of a man who this person brother got killed. So he went to go talk to the person who killed his brother girl, his baby mama. You know what I mean? The other guy was in jail. He was beating on him and doing all that shit to him while they were on the phone with him. I can't remember the whole thing, but he probably hurt one of them. You know what I mean? But I know for sure that he was to get back at the dude in jail that he had beef with. So who knows? He probably know the guy. Maybe there's something there. People be having secret vendettas, and sometimes
Right.
people just come into your life to see them fulfilled.
Right. That's why you got to be careful who you talk to and who you surround yourself with, because these people out here, you know, scheming and scamming and trying to get you.
Yeah, some of these people are just demons and human vessels.
Yeah,
They're a wolf
demons
in
in
sheep's clothing.
disguise.
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah,
Legit. But since we are on the topic of children abandonment, let's get into this next video where these children was not abandoned, but they were sort of abandoned in a
Okay.
sort of aspect.
A high school sleepover ended up causing over a dozen pregnancies. Yeah, you heard that right. Here's what happened. A local high school decided to throw a senior co-ed sleepover, boys and girls together. Everyone thought it would be safe because, of course, there'd be adults and teachers supervising, right? So no one expected anything crazy to happen. But turns out the teachers who were supposed to be chaperoning brought a few drinks for themselves and Let's just say they slept a little too well that night. Meanwhile, the students started sneaking off into classrooms and empty halls, doing what teenagers with no supervision tend to do. A few days later, people noticed something strange. Some of the girls stopped showing up to school. They were going to the doctor to get pregnancy tests. Then it got even wilder. Parents started running into each other at the same clinics. And that's when everything clicked. Every single one of those pregnancies traced back to that one senior sleepover, over a dozen in total, all from one night. So now I gotta ask, who do you think is really to blame? Here, and if you made it all the way to the end, comment, I love food, so I know you stayed till the last second.
Yeah, shit like that is a bad idea. When they be having shit like that at churches, the same shit type of shit be happening. What the fuck they think is gonna happen? Teachers bringing drinks and shit. There's a bunch of kids out here.
Yeah, the parents signed off on it.
That's stupid. It's a bunch. It's that. I wouldn't sign off on that shit. That shit is an obvious ploy. You know what I mean? That's some fuck shit. And then you can't even trust
When I
these
was in high
teachers.
school, my mama never let us do no damn sleepover at no school.
Look, the teachers be
But
fucking with the children sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to watch these teachers, let alone the fucking kids. Like, it's too much. It's too much variables that you're not going to be able to control.
but here's the thing. It's like they signed off on it, they planned it, and they still attended it, even though there's a movie based on it.
There's a movie based off of
They-
that.
yeah, I forgot the name of it. It's called ooh, it has funny actors in it. Hold on, let me Google it real quick. But yeah, there's a movie based off it. It's called, I think, School Party, and they're legit doing the exact same thing that what they're doing.
Mm.
Well, they should be spending the money to make these kids smarter and doing all that shit. They wasting it
Sounds
on
like they're
frivolous
promoting
stuff like
teen
that.
pregnancy.
Hey, what type of
Are
school
they
is funding
promoting
that type
teen
of stuff?
pregnancy?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Speaking of pregnancy, you guys, I got a thought that ran through my mind because I was on the bus and I looked over and I seen Planned Parenthood. And on their window, it's a sign like you could tell that they're the ones who put it up. And it says hire a picketer or something, like,
what?
like, yeah. So and it got me thinking, like, okay, so I feel like they don't even, those people who be outside picketing all the time, I feel like they employ them
Yeah,
because no publicity is bad publicity.
yeah. They
Right.
called them. They called them crisis actors too.
Yeah.
So a lot of them people be being they be paying to cause the a lot of them people that be picking and shit. They just there to bullshit. They don't give a fuck about what's going on. And it's there to fuck
Right.
up the people who really there that care. They be the ones that be fucking shit up.
Yeah, they be trying to turn the narrative a certain way to benefit whoever they working for.
Yeah, they got a fucking. There's a whole company that be hiring people like that be moving. I forgot what they was called, but they be doing shit like that specifically. Hire a picketer. Yeah, they be some crisis actors out these motherfuckers. That's why a lot of the time in these events where a lot of people got the mass casualties, whether it be an accident, a shooting, or a lot of the people that they be interviewing. If you look back at some of them years back, they be the same people. A lot of them be the same people. One that was up in Florida was there at the Vegas one too. It should be stuff like that. You be like, okay, you catching all of them. A lot of this is psyops, psychological operations. They be playing that on the people. You know what I mean?
I seen this court case where the lady, her brother died, so she hired a actor to come and like say a eulogy and stuff. And the guy was willing to do it, and she was paying him like $2,000 or something. And he was willing to do it until he was going. She gave him his brother's stuff, and he went through it and found out that he had took out policies on some of the people who was at his funeral. So when he went out there and he was supposed to say the eulogy, he started telling them all of that. He was like, I don't know why she wanted me to get up here and tell you he was a great man because he put a policy out on you, Miss Jones, and you, Mr. Wright, and like that. So she brought him to court and was suing him for the money that she was going to pay him.
Yeah, she should win that shit. You was paid to fucking do your job and speak the words that I tell you. You ain't paid to fucking call up all this
No,
drama.
no, no. He was paid to give a eulogy.
Yeah.
He was paid to give his eulogy.
He don't know these people, so it don't. I don't give a fuck about what he think. Say what I
Exactly. He
say.
don't know these people.
Yeah,
This man is dead. So why not tell the people he's screwing over? He
because
already
you ain't
dead and
paid to do
gone.
that. You ain't paid to do that. You gonna get fucked up fucking with my
Well,
pay to do that shit.
in my eulogy, I feel like in order for him to go to fucking heaven, he
Who
needs
the
to
fuck is
tell
he?
y'all that he got insurance policy out on all of y'all and he
And guess
died
what?
before y'all.
And guess what? He ain't benefiting off of the shit. So what is the point of telling the motherfucker that?
His
That mu-
wife will.
Look,
His
this
wife
motherfucker. Hey,
will.
look, I'll be that motherfucker
His
at the
wife will
funeral.
benefit.
It don't matter. His wife ain't gonna benefit because she would have been getting the money. He fucked her up. You know what I mean? He fucked her over. She paid him to say my husband was a good man. Say
Was
that.
they
Give me my
white?
money
Cause
back.
that sound like white people
Yeah,
problems.
give me
No,
my
that's what
money back.
I was shocked. It was black. They all was black.
Are
It's
you
like,
serious?
give me my money back. You motherfuckers starting up all this mess at this fucking
Oh,
funeral. You,
that's some weird shit.
hey,
I ain't never
hey,
heard of
hey,
that.
look, you ghetto
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker.
I apologize to the white people I just offended. Shit. Black people doing
Um,
crazy ass shit.
yeah, but off topic, the movie is called School Dance.
Yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't be doing shit like that. They should do shit to teach these kids what the fuck they need to go to be successful in life. Not all this
Do
fucking
you
shit.
even know that movie?
For me?
Yeah.
No.
You see, and you over here, you instantly hopped on it like you knew the movie. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
like
okay, he's
you
gonna
already
point out all the
described it.
actors.
You
These
described
are
it
good
already.
actors. Yeah, but these are good actors up in here. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna mention these movies, and then he's gonna pop off like boom, boom,
Is that
boom.
the one
But
with Cat
nah.
Williams?
Yeah, Cat Williams, Mike Epps, George Lopez, this other black boy, this other black boy,
Them
this
black
bald
boys
headed
was on
girl.
Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this girl that's bald headed, but she thinks she like we think like I don't know, she thinks that she African or whatnot because she's 1%. Amber
1%
Rose,
what? Oh,
black.
yeah.
Oh, we
Um,
call her Lemon Head.
she do got a limited
I
head.
Sour
seen the
head.
movie.
Yeah, the
Like her
movie
head
was
looked
pretty
like a
good. I'm not
lemon
gonna lie.
drop.
But yeah,
But
you
what
already
Derek was talking about, he talking about in a real situation, that school shouldn't be wasting money on events like that. They should be spending the money to teach the kids some shit.
useful.
Right. How y'all get rid of the music program and some of the, chess programs and robotic programs for
Pregnancy
stay in
program.
hookup? You know what I'm saying?
They did
They
that?
just trying to populate, make more
That's
single
crazy.
mothers.
But then they talk shit about the teen mothers. You know what I mean? Like, make it make sense.
But you know what? They ain't said nothing about the damn daddy. Who's the boy that was running around getting these girls pregnant?
It was a
It's
lot
Well,
of them. It
hey, look,
wasn't just one. It was all their
we'll
boyfriends.
hey,
we
look.
will find out
We
in the
don't
new
know who the
series
fuck it
of
is.
Teen Moms.
It could have been some of them supervisors up in that school. We don't know.
It was it
Drinking.
was
He was drinking
the
at high school.
substitute. The substitute who just happened to come that one week.
Yeah. I'll be there
But you
to
know what?
supervise.
Those teachers that was intoxicated, they need to be fined. They
No, they
need
need
to
to be
be
Yeah,
fired.
fined and
They need to be
fired. They
they
fired.
need to
do.
have the double F, fined and
Hey,
fired.
look, they should have to
Intoxicated
pay.
in the school
Hey,
campus
look,
with students. Yeah.
them schools should have to pay the child support. Them motherfucking
They
schools.
should have to pay for all the maternity, all the care, everything. If I was
Them
a parent,
schools
But
I'd be
then I'm
suing
like,
the
ain't
but,
gonna
but
school.
pay
then
for
I'm like,
nothing.
but then I'm like this. The parents knew better. The parents knew better. They should
Exactly.
never sign that for.
Right. They
They
You
should
know
damn
never
what?
well
sign
know
that for 'em.
seniors, a whole bunch of seniors in co-ed slumber party. Come
Yeah,
on now. Come
yeah.
on now. They like this. We ain't even gotta wait to prom. That's what they thinking.
When I was in high school, I knew a nigga who was fucking on the soccer field. You know what I mean? So if you at
Wow.
an enclosed
I know
spot,
people that was messing around with teachers.
Oh my gosh.
It's just too much. I remember when I was in high school, they had like teachers in their early 20s there.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, y'all doing too much. Like, y'all doing too much.
Right. They only 3 years older than me.
Right. You barely legal.
And they got a paycheck.
And we got to
Shit. Let me
understand
find out.
some of them people be getting in these professions. Oh,
And I
some
can
of
get
these
straight
things,
A's in this
some,
bitch.
like some of these people be teaching these classes and getting in these fields not because they care, but because they want to take advantage.
Yeah, low key, you're still in the same age group because that's why like 16 to 24 is the same age group.
Right.
That's too much,
Or
though.
16 to 25.
I think
Right.
I think
Mm.
the older you get, that variable matters less. But that variable seems wide at that point.
It is. I'm not saying for sexual reasons. I'm just saying in general. Like for instance, there's a lot of programs that, if it's for young adults, they say 16 to sometimes up to 24 because that's the same age group.
They be putting people
And
on.
let's think about it. People was going to bat, these politicians and stuff, to try to lower the age of consent. Let's
And
not
we
forget that.
and we know why. All that shit that's going on in them Epstein files. We know
I
why. They
feel
want to
That
like
be
part.
able to do that shit freely.
they should
Mm.
make it to where if you're like young, if you're 25 or younger and you're a teacher, I feel like you should have to be with the really young kids.
Yeah.
I feel like
Kindergarten,
yeah,
preschool, first grade.
only old school teachers should be with, bigger, older kids, more mature kids.
Right. And
Hey,
the
but I know.
younger teachers, they don't need to be with the mentally challenged either. They don't need to be in those classes either for the artistic kids and stuff like that because they don't have the patience.
I'm biased. I'm biased.
You
I
seen
feel
you
like we
seen how
have.
all these young teachers been fighting these
Oh
damn
my
students?
goodness.
Let a teacher
No,
touch my child, I will
What?
be
no.
in jail.
Look,
You hear
all those
me?
teachers
What?
are old. All those teachers are 40 and plus.
Hey,
Okay.
look.
People my age that are becoming educated teachers are not harming
Hey,
are the children that we're taking care of because we
Nah, nah,
seeing
nah, not
how
the
we're
videos
getting
I've been
taught.
seeing.
hey, look. Some of these
Because you're
kids
seeing
need
old
their ass whooped.
people.
Let's be
What
real.
are
Some
they
of these
dressing
kids need
like?
their
Because
ass
we
whooped.
dress with fashion as teachers. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna stick up with my young. I'm gonna stick up for my young
This
teachers here.
teacher was fighting a student and she didn't even have no draws on.
The teacher
She's
didn't.
40.
Oh my God.
40 ain't fucking old. Y'all making it seem like 40 is old. 40
She
ain't
is
old.
not 40. These young teachers, they think they can get down with these girls, and these girls is not showing them respect neither.
No,
So I see
I
both
feel.
sides of it.
I feel like 40 and up is where your patience just drop.
Yeah,
It
I
just
don't.
drops.
That's why, like, it's like I don't know if the older kids, I mean, the older kids should be with the old teachers too, because some of them old motherfuckers ain't got the patience, and some of these kids are just too fucking disrespectful.
Well, if that's the case, they shouldn't get their driver's license until they 25, and then they can stop fucking driving when they turn 70.
Nigga,
Nah, ain't nobody
niggas
gonna
not.
like that. Then
Oh no
everyone's gonna
no
be
no
driving
no.
illegally.
Yeah, there's always gonna be some illegal drivers, you know.
But I heard someone mention the Epstein files, and I have a video on that.
Oh, okay.
Let's roll it.
Donald Trump decided to put up a tarp to cover the fact that his name was taken down from the Kennedy Center. So, what happened instead? A group started projecting Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein on the tarp for the Kennedy Center. See, the tarp left two clear holes for where doors were coming in and out. Here's the thing, they want to keep the tarp up in perpetuity. There's nothing that requires this tarp to come down right now. And so, one group, VJ Bombs, had the idea, let's just start displaying everything about the Republican Party that we disagree with. Let's start displaying Trump's relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. And so now, if folks want to go over to the Kennedy Center, they're going to see this compilation of all of the videos related to Trump, Epstein, and Republicans who, yeah, I mean, so this is what it looks like right now as we speak. And it's unclear exactly how long this will be like this, but Trump wanted it, and well, now he's got it. So spread the word. And as always, follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. I'll have another update for you very soon.
So they took his name off the building. He put up a tarp to cover the fact that they took his name off the building. So they was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna put some shit about y'all motherfuckers on this tarp." Is that what happened?
I'm guessing so, because they're saying Trump wanted it. So I guess Trump wanted the tarp, and then someone put a projector up of the Epstein's files, so they could show that Trump is associated with that, allegedly. Well, not allegedly. Well, allegedly. And yeah, I guess he's saying that he don't know how long it's going to be up because Trump did want the tarp up, but we don't know who really programmed the videos up. So we don't know how long it's going to be up. It was posted 2 days ago. But
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, we all know Trump ain't shit. We all know that he all over them files. We all know he got blackmailed by them people. You know what I mean? That's why they everywhere talking all this shit they shouldn't talk in this country. I'm tired of the motherfuckers. Fake Israeli motherfuckers. Annoying ass bitches. You know what I mean? But yeah, we all know he a part of that shit. You know,
Yeah, it was obviously on the list because, allegedly him and his wife is on there, but, I didn't read it.
They just need to clean house. Once they clean all that out, we can start, everybody can start over with a fresh new set of politicians, actors, and media.
The thing is, the people with the power to do something are in the files. So they ain't trying to release them, and they ain't, if anything, they'll try to, if they got a political enemy, they'll put some shit out about them.
They said, we're going to die with these secrets. We're going to die with these secrets.
Yeah. So it's like, they ain't about nothing. They'll put out the little bit that Jay-Z was in there, or all them other black people. They'll put out the little bit that they did in it, but the stuff that they be doing up in that thing be on a whole different level. A whole different level. So, yeah, the whole building need to come down. And everybody that ain't willing would take burning that motherfucker down could get burnt the fuck up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rockabye, baby.
But let's get into this next video. And how the elections of, the past elections of how everything was going. This video was edited and occurred on my For You page after, doing some research.
He's talking about that he considers anyone who doesn't support him or who will not bend to his will an enemy of our country. It's a serious issue. He is saying that he would use the military to go after them. Think about this.
To take place later today near City Hall. This follows President Trump's deployment of 2,000 National Guard members in response to a series of immigration protests across the city.
And Donald Trump intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to gut our investments in clean energy jobs. He intends to end the Affordable Care Act. To take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. You guys remember what that was?
The thing about that video, she probably was gonna do the shit too. She ain't never said what she would do. You know what I'm saying? Like she just pointed out all the bad things that he was doing and he was getting ready to do. And this not me taking up for Trump. But my whole thing, if you're gonna point out bad things, what are you gonna combat it with?
You know, but at the end of the day, everything that she said that he did, he did. He did all that shit. Everything on
Yep.
that list she just said, he did all that shit. You know,
Yep.
I never even heard that little speech before. I'm gonna be
And
honest.
it's very rare when you see presidents doing everything they said they was gonna do. Like,
If it
it's
was all the good
crazy.
stuff, they don't. But all the bad stuff, they
Right.
come through.
You
Right.
know, it's actually crazy though, because during elections, all we was seeing is her on video not being able to complete a sentence, just like Joe Biden. But now that election is over, Trump is in office. She is now speaking clearly as day to where we can understand her and be able to make these
Yeah.
type of edits of her, and go back to some of her videos that she's making now and go back and talk about it and actually agree with her now. But the thing is, would she be better in office? I don't know, because my thing is, if when she was in office, like not when she was in office, but if she was in office, in my opinion, I feel like it would be more harder for us to get jobs because she was supportive of immigrants coming in, which I don't mind, but they just need a more,
Structure.
yeah, structured,
Yeah.
productive, way
System for the
for
shit.
them to come in so they could know
They,
what they're
they
coming into
they
and
really
actually
just,
know the culture.
when they put them in, they really just put them in for the elections. Like they put them in for the election. They ain't, like you said, they ain't had no plan for them. They put them in for the elections. You
All right.
know,
Thinking they was
to
gonna
get extra
replace
votes.
Black Americans.
You know, and for they because they think if we ain't gonna get the vote for them niggas, we'll get the vote for them because we're gonna get them jobs and shit. You know, I used to work at a place where I used to have to look at IDs and stuff. They used to have these IDs. They don't got the same type of IDs we got, but they used to have these IDs. You know what I mean? They had
Yeah.
a hell of a lot of them too. You know, so they was flooding. They was flooding them in. You know, during that time. You know, and she was in office with fucking Biden for a while, and there was a little bit of time to where she was in control because he was incapable of doing shit. So she wasn't
And
gonna
what
do
did she do? Nothing.
shit. She didn't do shit. But it's
Yeah,
all
what could she have done? She was just a vice president, just taking place while he was sick or unwell at the time. So what could she have done?
Biden wasn't
Because
doing shit. They all
I
could
feel
do
like,
more than what the fuck they say they do.
I mean, yeah, because look at what Trump is doing. After I see what Trump is doing, I'm like, Obama could have done more. But I seen a video where it's saying Obama did more, but it was in secret. It didn't cause this much chaos in the world to where it's being visible on
Obama didn't do
internet.
shit. Obama didn't do shit. He, not for black people particularly.
Oh, I wish I had the video. Oh my goodness, I
Obama
wish I
didn't
had the
do
video.
shit.
I knew he was gonna do something like that.
Obama didn't do shit. He did it. The only thing
I
he did
agree.
it was a positive image of a black person. You know, one that could speak well, one that was articulate, one that was smart, one that was in one of the head. It wasn't one that was head of office. It's a good imagery. You know, off top, just off of that, you would think people would just try to, be better about themselves. Like, okay, I got new plateaus I can reach and shit. You know, that's what he did. As far as builds and all of that shit, he didn't do shit for us particularly.
You gotta remember he's half African and half Irish, right?
He have African half Jew or some shit. I don't care what he is. He ain't for us. He's a pop. He's related to all of them other presidents. All of them people just, they got to balance what
The
we think
scale, yeah.
based off of what they could do for the people who they paid to put them there. They're gonna make it seem like they all for us. If any way could spin it, if a nigga could spin it like that, that Obama nigga could do it. That's a talking ass nigga. I don't even dislike him. You know what I mean? I don't. I just don't generally like, don't trust politicians at all. Like, I feel like if you get at a certain level, you compromise to a degree to where you got to do So we can't trust you 100%. We're gonna have to pick and choose with you. You know,
Understandable.
we shouldn't have to do that with the motherfucker who lead your
Right.
country.
And we're not saying just do stuff for us. We say make that shit fair. Even that shit out. Everybody else got their reparations except for us. Everybody else got their shit except for us. Why is that?
That's because they don't value us, and they teach us every day to not value ourselves. And if we don't value ourselves, we will never go out of our way to try to reach our value. You know, that's why it's stuck right now. There's some people of us who see our value. There's some who don't. They say, "Look at all these niggas." They ain't nothing. You know what I mean? They don't know, and then they going off of old history. A lot of these people will listen to what you say based off of how you talk. You could be saying shit in a bunch of cuss words and be the right as day. You know, you could be saying shit all elegant and you know what I mean, proper, and still be a soulless. You know what I mean, evil motherfucker lying all day. It, I hate to say it, but it's all about the presentation. You could present somebody hell, but if you make it look like heaven, they gonna eat that shit the fuck up.
Right.
They gonna eat that shit up. You know, so that's what we doing. I've been having to think from when I was born to now. Like a lot of this shit is reversed from what I believed. You know, growing up, you know, a lot of this stuff is reversed. A lot of the stuff that we think is good for us is not as good as we think it is. It's just we
Right.
being so comfortable dealing with the shit, we know nothing else. There's no other vantage point to view what is good and what is bad for us. Because we
Yeah,
seen
the
how
path
shit get
that
out
we
of
on
bad.
is easy.
Yeah. That's why they riddle us with all this bullshit in our history, like we was just some slaves. Like that's the peak of our height. Like we didn't have no inventions, we didn't create anything, we didn't build anything. If we thinking we just was slaves and we was just damn near borderline Neanderthal, we gonna think that this shit we better off if we would have been off, you know, by ourselves. You know, it's a mind
Yeah.
thing. They teach us how to
Right.
devalue ourselves. That's why we fight somebody else that look just like us when it comes to some business, when it comes to trying to build some shit. But this white motherfucker, this person that don't look like us, we ain't gonna give them that grief. It's built into us. It's instilled into us. Even when you go back into the plantation, when they had niggas cockfighting, they had people fighting for little privileges, you know, to the death. You know what I mean? Like,
And we got to break the cycle. And that's why it's so hard for people to say, oh, black people can't stand their ground and stuff like that. You know, it's like it's coming to the point where they making it so obvious.
look, I understand the black person that want to fight, and I understand the one that don't want to fight. I understand both sides, and I understand,
Right.
you know what I mean. And I can see why. You know what I mean. And you know what I mean. On each side, you ain't wrong. You know, um, what to fix that difference, that's divide, and you know what we want to do or what we think we should move on is the connection with ourselves. Like we got to see how much these people don't value us in order us to come back to ourselves. We got to see that these people at these Asian shops, they just keep killing. They don't care. You know, they don't want to take accountability for the stuff they do. They want to put everything on us. Okay, that tells us that you don't want us to just be ourselves. We can't, if we ain't do shit wrong and somebody blaming you for whatever the fuck happened, whether it be a murder or death or this or that, that means that they don't want you to exist. You know what I mean? So it's war. In my mind, that's what it be. That mean like it's war, and it starts with okay, we ain't gonna give y'all no more money because first, what
Right.
you got to do that blockade. You ain't getting no more finances from us. You ain't gonna be building yourself to come attack us. No, we gonna at least from us, you gonna get that shit cut off.
My thing
Right.
is, with that, I agree with all that. But the last part that you just said, we could do that, but we don't have the learnings or the acknowledgement on how to get our own water, how to grow our own food, how to, you know, take
There's some
care of our
people,
own crops and corpse
you
and
know,
livestock.
there's some people out there that be doing that shit. There's some black people out there that's doing that shit. They just they ain't
Yeah.
seen.
And we can
They're
pick up a
not
book
seen.
and learn how to do it.
You got to think about what our algorithms are filled with. Think about everything as an algorithm, and it's based off of how you think. If you're not, if they got us thinking about how we're gonna survive and get this money to get these groceries, we're not gonna be even thinking about farm type shit. We ain't gonna see them niggas that be on that shit. Them niggas ain't gonna be in our reality until we shift our mind. That shit starts with ourselves. It's like the shit you think is the shit that you're gonna be perceiving. You know, all the reality that we see is some shit collectively of what all the motherfuckers around us and what we believe. That's this shit. This reality that we see all these niggas get killed. That's what we believe. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Collectively. With the people that we see and be around every day to day. The people that be doing that shit, they hear about the shit. They probably be in a fucking bubble because they probably ain't never been fucking with these people. They been on. There's some niggas that only do black by black. You know,
Yeah.
and it started by owning your own shit. Because if you got your own shit, if I ain't going shit, I start with, I don't know where to buy. I'm start with myself. I buy the shit from my motherfucking self. And then you meet people along the way that'll be coming into your atmosphere because once your mind shifts, your reality gonna shift. Everything else gonna follow that. I
Mhm.
mean, and I know that shit's real because there be people I be seeing every day. They be talking about this and talking about that. Like I don't be seeing no police right now. I don't be seeing none of that shit until I start focusing on that shit.
Right.
There was a story I heard. These two people lived on the same block. One person had all this expensive security and locks on their door and da 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 da. One lady didn't have nothing on her door. You know what I mean? Who you think was getting robbed?
The
The
one that
person,
had all the security.
because he put that energy on himself.
Right. They like, oh, he must got something in there to hide.
The other lady, she be leaving her door unlocked sometimes. She's in that bubble. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they try to distract us with so much bullshit because they want that bullshit to be in our bubble. They want us to always to have some bullshit in our bubble in our
Right,
atmosphere.
because they can't have us all focusing on the same thing.
Yeah. Or even something that's going to better yourself. Especially if they could get away with a few of these niggas bettering themselves by themselves. But if it's all of y'all niggas trying to do it at once, nah,
It's
we
a problem. What's going on? Something in the water. But
yeah.
I believe we could do it as a people.
You know how you could feel
So
energy in the room. Say you go into a room and there's a lot of people in there, and say the energy is dense. Say it's dark. Say some niggas got a problem. When you go in there, you don't got to know what's happening. You can feel the tension in the air.
right.
What will happen on the opposite of, like, can it be something on the opposite of side where okay, all this shit is some light energy, you know what I mean, that's around this motherfucker, I fuck with it, you know what I mean? how
Right.
how can we get to that point to where it's a big collective of energy that's not pain, you know,
Right. Too
problem,
many
not
people
trauma.
hate themselves. That's why. If people just,
People hate themselves to the extent to where I don't want to see you do no better because I feel like shit. Like people be on that.
right.
I don't fuck.
Right.
I don't fuck with that energy at all.
When
You know.
if you really want to make some big money, you need a collective of people on the same wavelength as you to get to the bread.
Yeah.
Everybody can eat. And
Yeah.
people be so worried about other people's pockets to where theirs is getting short.
And
As
just
long as
avoid.
everybody eating, grow your wealth,
Mhm.
invest your wealth. You feel me?
And just avoid these God complex niggas that think they are everything and you got to put all of your energy. That's how cults be started. Like fuck them niggas.
Yeah, the big
You know what I
ego.
mean? Yeah, get them niggas could do that big ego shit by their fucking self. Your ego big enough to be by yourself, niggas. Like, go on. You can keep that shit. You ain't gonna play with me with that.
Right.
You get the fuck up. I get humble real the fuck quick. Give a fuck about what the fuck you think, nigga.
And people think that unity not possible. Trust and believe it's very possible. And people are mobilizing. Just because we're not showing our hand don't mean we're not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah, they are always gonna, like I said, they're gonna try to put you in the bubble of bullshit. So when niggas be on the right shit, they're gonna start throwing some bullshit. Like before, like years ago, like a year or two ago, they said the black women were the most educated well paid people, you know, on the planet right now. The next thing you know, you just start seeing a bunch of negative imagery about black women the next 2 years after that. Like it was just
Right? Either they
real.
hoes, they doing this, you know what
Wild
I'm
and gay,
saying?
this, that,
Like
that, and this, that, yeah. It's a bunch of it's
they
a
think they
whole list of
better than men. They trying to be men. I'm like, I'm
shit.
ready for that narrative to stop. If they can't bring unity and
We
be
gotta,
quiet. And you know what? It's a lot of married men on these panels talking bad about black women.
you know, but at the end of the day, we also got to understand that there's a reason for that. There's two sides of, if there's the black women that's out there doing it, there's gonna be black men that's out there doing that. Man, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a balance effect. That's where I'm at with it. That
Right.
shit's
It's a
low-key probably
two-way
down.
street.
It's a two-way street. It's balanced. Motherfuckers playing the blame game. You gonna get you nowhere. You know, start pointing that blame inward so you can work on what the fuck you got to work on. You know what I mean?
Right. Take
That you've been putting
accountability.
on. That you've been putting on other people. Let's keep it real.
Right.
People be putting their shit on other people like it's their fault. Like some of that shit you got to deal with
Right.
it go on you. You know what I mean? And sometimes you're not gonna get closure from another person. Sometimes you're gonna have to get that closure for yourself in your own
Exactly.
fucking
And
way.
just move forward. I
And it's,
agree.
to the point to where nigga, I don't look for closure for a motherfucker. Like nigga, fuck that.
Right. You ain't disturbing my peace.
If I feel like you is, nigga, then you ain't gotta be around me. You like my peace is no
Right. I
longer
can close
disturbed.
my
Yeah.
eyes and blink and your ass disappear.
And then now my peace is no longer disturbed. Like what the fuck?
Exactly. An
Yes.
easy fix.
Yes. But since we were on the category of black, people, we have this category right here. I'm gonna play this video.
They always stick together, don't they? Family, get into this. The most dangerous group in the country has slain yet another young brother of ours, and this is getting completely ridiculous. So you have Jared and Tyler, the two bitches at the top that slain young Khalil Simmons out in Aiken, South Carolina, and I'm just trying to get this viral because the police is still terrorizing his mom to this day because they don't want this to go viral. But we're gonna make this go viral. So do me a favor. You don't have to comment, but I would love for you to. But you can like and share this post so that this doesn't go unnoticed. And I know you're wondering who these two people at the bottom are. Yeah, they're accessories. The parents, they were trying to cover this travesty up because they always going to stick together. But once again, Neanderthals doing what Neanderthals do, being the most dangerous and most violent group in this country.
It's every fucking day. Every day I'll be hearing something new. Something new. And part of me is saying, yeah, all of this shit probably been going on. All of this shit probably been going on. But it seemed like they trying to entice us to go pop off. That's what the fuck they seem like they trying to do. It seemed
And
like
if
they
they're
want us to
crisis
pop off.
actors, then that's ridiculous.
I mean, that shit, it could be a psyop, but people still could be dying. Like
Right.
the way the shit that it could be, the only thing is the people that they saying doing it's not them. It's the fucking government. You know what I mean? It's the government and shit like that. But they just say it's somebody else to push you this way or that way. But it feels like they trying to make us pop off. It feels like they want us to pop off to where they could declare martial law or something, to where they could fuck us up.
Right. And it ain't happening because we're not giving them that type of energy. We will hit you in your pockets. We will stop spending money at your establishments. You
One
feel
on one,
me?
you come with me with that energy, you gonna get that energy, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be locked up than dead. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna do
All
whatever
right.
you want to do. I'd rather be
Because
locked up than
people
dead.
don't realize in this day and time, there's no such thing as a fair fight. There is no such thing as a fair fight in this day and time when, especially when they are the other race, you know what I'm saying? They already got the law low key on their side when they come to the fight.
If you about to get
So
jumped,
there's no such thing as a fair fight no more.
if you get jumped, or you about to get jumped, especially if it's more than two people, especially, and even if it's just two people, I feel like you got the right to use deadly force. If you know what I mean, like you don't know what the fuck gonna happen.
Right. You know, we grew up in the gang mentality era. Everybody was jumping everybody. That's how we learned how to fight and getting jumped. You know what I'm saying? So like back then people was using their hands and stuff like that. Now it's different. When you got into the late 90s, early 2000s, you started having people have razor blades under their tongue, people having long chains and all kinds of stuff. And that's when high school started putting metal detectors in the
Look,
school.
all I'm saying is, if a nigga get jumped, they got the right to take at least one of you motherfuckers out. Because we don't know what the fuck y'all got. We don't know how far you gonna take it. Some people can't control their anger. I seen a motherfucker fight recently on a video. This nigga just kept he was trying to not fuck with the person. The person kept fucking with him. He beat the nigga ass. Nigga dropped on the floor fast. It's always be the ones that be fucking with people that go down fast. And this nigga kept punching them in the face. They was like, get off him, get off him.
He was enraged. He probably only seen red.
Because he was probably one of them niggas like, okay, I'm gonna try not to get into this shit because I know I can't really control myself when I get that far. Because I'll fuck him up and nigga, I'm gonna keep on going. That's probably what type of nigga he is. You know what I mean? So
right, and just like in that Karmelo situation, it was four to six people up against one person.
I'm better to be like, you lucky two of them
by
niggas
any
ain't
means
got,
necessary, protect yourself.
I'm like, you lucky two of them niggas ain't go and get the fuck up out of here. And they said something just came back that said that boy was on a bunch of different drugs.
Yeah, that boy was gonna die of an overdose.
But look, you already know when people on drugs and shit, nigga, you gotta use. Look, sometimes you gotta use that physical. You know what I mean? That extra little push, because sometimes that shit gonna keep them up. You know what I mean? Try motherfucking fighting a motherfucker on some Sherm.
Dude, they the strongest people in the world.
You don't have to put that nigga down.
You feel me? They too strong. You can see them walking on the street, bending backwards, not touching the ground and stuff. They reflexes on 10. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got superhero strength.
Look, in anime, they use that to, they use shit like that to get, you know what I mean, super strong real fast and shit.
Right. Remember what they was giving the Nazis? Are we sure he wasn't taking the same shit the Nazis was? Hitler now? Shit.
Hey, there's some shit I heard about that nigga.
What you hear?
I'm gonna have to find the video before I say anything about that shit though.
All right, that'll be a next video.
Because yeah.
But hey, we have this one video of this guy that might be intoxicated as well as the guy who, recently passed from that one incident that we were talking about. So we're going to check out this intoxicated person.
Intoxicated.
Newly released video shows the moment an alleged carjacker runs over a pedestrian with a stolen car. The surveillance video from a Culver City gas station then shows the driver striking another pedestrian on the sidewalk before returning and hitting yet another person.
It looks like this suspect went out of his way to aim for these people.
He was seeming to seek out anyone that he could spot on foot and to ram them with his vehicle.
Investigators say 45-year-old Juan Luis Estrada stole this car at knife point in downtown L.A. last week and went on a 2-hour rampage. Eventually, a license plate scanner picked up the car in nearby Culver City.
Even after our officers were able to get behind him, he continued to display that behavior.
Police dashcam video obtained by CBS News appears to show the driver swerving into oncoming traffic toward a motorcyclist. He also hit a 19-year-old pedestrian in a crosswalk, who police say is still in the hospital.
He was clear in his intention to hurt people and potentially kill people.
Police say Estrada hit at least 10 pedestrians before he turned into a crowded McDonald's parking lot.
It's the McDonald's
where officers rammed the stolen vehicle in the drive-thru. Estrada tried to run but was quickly captured.
Oh, he got out of me.
His motive unclear.
He did spontaneously yell out to officers, "Shoot me." So that is all part of the investigation to understand why this happened.
Estrada is now charged with 10 counts of attempted murder, and he's being held on more than $10 million bail. And tonight, Tony, police tell us there may be even more victims out there.
Carter, thank you very much.
I don't understand how this nigga hit 30 people and this nigga still walking. Niggas be stealing now and later and putting it back, and then they be killing niggas for that shit.
Exactly. They be killing black people just for looking at a white woman. Fry his ass.
Yeah, so I'm like, how the fuck do that make sense?
I believe it was 10 people.
All them motherfuckers in California, nobody got a gun. How much motherfuckers? I thought that was everybody had a gun out that motherfucker. I would have been shooting that bitch up.
Right. And
Like,
then
this
the
nigga-
audacity to hit people on a motorcycle walking through the crosswalk. We was just talking about walking through the crosswalk.
Oh, he would have fucked up them kids if he was up in that state. I'm glad he wasn't by no school zone or anything. Then that means he's the real.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know if he hit somebody in the school zone. We don't know that.
Coward. That's a real coward. You go do all that for they could shoot you down. Do it to yourself.
If he didn't want to be here, he could have went back to where he came from. Not to say it like that, but shit, Mexico right there. It's easy to get to Mexico from Cali.
People be trying to be deaf by firing squad and all that shit. You trying to have a cop? That's some coward shit. You doing all this bullshit, man. Do it your fucking self. You fucking lame.
Exactly. And do it before you harm anybody else. But you know what? We like to promote healthy mental health. So if you do have any issues, reach out to a professional.
That's healthy to me. Jump off of a fucking bridge if you feel like that. Nigga. Like, you
Only
know what I mean? If you feel like you about to go do some shit like that, nigga, do it to yourself first before you do it to anybody else. You feel after. If you gotta
watch the others suffer.
See how you feel after if you gotta after, nigga.
All right. You know what? Well, maybe he should have rolled up a damn blunt and get off the methamphetamines.
That nigga look like a meth person. Like, yeah, you picked that.
Exactly.
Like,
you can tell. You can tell.
You can tell. Square head ass nigga.
That part.
Hey, I ain't claiming that nigga ain't black. Hey, look, he ain't one of them black Mexicans. He ain't one of them. I ain't claiming that nigga. I don't give a fuck how dark you is, nigga. I ain't claiming that nigga.
Right. Yes. But
and he better get the max.
Oh, he probably not as much as Anthony did, but let's get this video started. This next video.
An 80-year-old couple was evicted after their grandson sold their home without their knowledge. 2 years ago, when the elderly couple needed a personal loan, their grandson offered to help. He persuaded them to sign the deed to their house over to him. Losing the house brought unbelievable pain to the couple in their 80s. But the most painful part was how they lost it. They said they were deceived by their own grandson. Their neighbor, Doug Emerson, informed them that while Hank and Helen were out with their grandson one Sunday, a real estate agent was showing their house to potential buyers. Emerson conducted some investigation. He discovered the couple's beloved grandson had sold the house without their knowledge. The situation was worse than imagined. Not only was the house sold, but all the proceeds were gone. He took the $360,000. The grandson had also taken out a $65,000 loan and a $47,400 loan against the property. When the couple confronted their grandson, they were told he had left and never returned. Now,
I feel like the dad, because they said he was out one day. They was out one day with their son when the grandson had a real estate agent look at their house. That dad had something to do with that shit too. I was like, what the fuck is they son?
You know what? Those people are old. They probably suffering from early dementia. He took their information and he took advantage of his grandparents, and he should be burned at the stake.
Yeah, but look, I think his dad has something to do with it too. You taking them out while your son's showing the real estate. You had to have some coordination with that.
Exactly. That ain't no coincidence.
That's not no coincidence. That's fucked up.
At the same time, that house could have either been put down to their name after their passing. We don't know what they were going to do with that house. They don't know what they were going to do with that house. That house could have went down to them, or it could have been a family house to where y'all gather there every other, summer or winter or holiday.
I
But
just
nah,
hope it
y'all ended
wasn't
up
no
just
family
selling it.
It
scam. I
was.
just
It
hope
seemed
it's
like.
not no family scam.
Hey,
Because he
look,
got off with all that money and stuff. Did they find him?
hey, but
Are
look.
you just gonna talk to the son? I mean, you not gonna
My
press fucking charges?
Yeah, I
my
would have.
thing is, why are we worried about the son? Where is the grandparents staying at?
They gonna get
Where's their
put in an
furniture?
old folk home. That's where they gonna take them, to a
They gotta
shelter
pay for
for the
that.
elderly or an old folk home.
Yeah,
They
we
gotta
talking
pay
about
for
the
that though.
son. We talking
Or
about the
maybe the
son.
media, maybe since it went on the media, they're gonna put them up in a hotel until they get something.
They
I'm
ain't gonna
telling you, somebody has reached out to those people to get them housed.
Hey, look, I ain't heard shit about it. So, hey, maybe old white people and shit like that. They get that shit type of shit. The people donate to shit
I
like
mean,
that.
that's just that
But
house. Let's
we
look.
talking
That's
about.
just that house. What about your other house? Your summer home, your
But yeah,
farmhouse, your house in the woods.
we talking
Shit.
about the son because the son had to have had something to do with the shit. You taking them out while your son is giving showing the house to a realtor.
And why do he have all that information?
Well, we
They
can't
have
really
to
say that.
sign. They would have to sign papers
Yeah,
We can't really say that because
unless
they signed
unless
everything
the
over to him.
father unless the father of the son had what's it called, sister? Authority. What's it called?
But,
Power of attorney.
mm,
Power of attorney
but they
over the
said it.
parents.
They said that the parents,
or
the grandparents, signed it over to this grandson for the loan.
Wow.
That's what they said.
oh,
They said
okay,
that
so
in the thing. They said they signed it over because he was supposed to go help him with the shit. He was supposed to help him get a loan. He might have gave him some money from when he initially sold the shit a little bit. You know what I mean? But it wasn't shit. It was just a shit for them to shut the fuck up while he get the rest of the money out of everything else they got.
I would have kept that house.
It seemed like he slowly started getting the rights to all they shit. The house and then they banking information and all of that shit.
I would have
Yeah,
gave it to someone else, like a daughter or something. She would have kept that house. I
That's
know
just
that for
messed
sure.
it came up
up.
from nowhere. I
That's
would have
just
like,
messed up that people are that selfish to do the elderly like that, whether you're grandparents, parents, or just an elderly person. Like,
my question is, where is the rest of the family? Is there a reason that do other people in the family not fuck with the grandson for that reason? Like, do other people not fuck with because sometimes the older people be out of the loop when it comes to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that nigga Terry, he be out there scamming people. Don't fuck with
for
Terry.
all we
Him
know,
and his
that could have
daddy
been
ain't
her.
shit. Like, they
It
don't
could
know
have
if that
been
was
their
the
only
kid.
grandson. For all we know, it could have been their only grandson, the youngest grandson.
Probably, yeah, it could have.
Or it could have just been the grandson that went to them the most for his troubles.
Yeah.
So he visited the most.
Because he know that he apparently he knew that they was gonna say yes to this shit. They trusted him to at least some degree. Maybe he used to go there during the summer. He
Something
was
he
Right.
probably is not a
seemed
bad
like he knew all
person.
the
It's probably
property
for
they
good
got.
reasons.
I don't trust the
For
nigga, and you disappear. That's up there with them niggas leaving their kid, moving it. They, you know what I mean, moving and their kid go. You sold the house right from under them. They got to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like that's low key in the similar bracket of these niggas moving and left the kid, didn't tell the kid. The kid just, you know what I mean? They just
yeah.
no financials. They ain't got the rights to none of their shit, none of their property, and they old, so they out of the loop when it comes to technology and all these new advancements and all these different things.
Probably not
And
working.
doing one thing
Yeah,
and telling them another.
living off of retirement probably. They gonna probably have to if he ain't take all of that, they probably gonna have to use the rest of that just to get a regular spot. Then they're
What
gonna have to go back to
you
work.
think they pension and they're just they social security?
He probably did. I don't know. That motherfucker looked
Oh
like.
no, that takes a lot of electronics and technology for that. So they're gonna have to get someone again that
Yeah.
they trust, which is not him. And
Yeah.
he knows all that information, apparently.
And they're gonna have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to all of this shit. Because I just got scammed by my fucking grandson. Who the fuck else am I gonna trust? You know what I mean with this shit. Because people at companies, they
True.
be doing this shit similarly. We hear this story a million times, and a lot of people
I
target the
mean,
elderly for that reason because they have no type of way to
blood
fight.
is not thicker than water. You know what I'm saying? People get the water confused with regular ass water, but we talking about the water from the womb. You know, WOMB. You know, it's not
No.
thicker than that.
Correction. So I actually learned the meaning of that. Blood ain't thicker than water. It actually means just because we're blood related doesn't mean we could be close or, bonded like that. Anything you do to me doesn't mean I'm gonna still accept you for who you are just because we're blood. But just because I can make a family that's not blood related and we can have a good bond, is like I don't have to be blood related to have a good bond with you.
Like this
I mean,
water
you can
bond
see
could
it
be
that
stronger
way
than the
too.
blood bond. It's like the water bond could be stronger than the blood bond. That's how I always think the shit.
Right.
I mean, like in some cases it ain't. Like some of your blood gonna do you dirty. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. Some of your blood ain't gonna be for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of them is gonna
Yeah.
be a lesson you gotta learn.
Exactly.
Yes,
You know
but
what I mean?
since we're on the housings, let me play this one video which I believe is on the new housing policies that we have going on now.
The Epstein class.
If you ever want to know why we always keep our phones close, it's because the news is actively happening while we're on the air, including 2 minutes ago, where President Trump put a post on Truth Social saying that he was actually canceling signing that big bipartisan housing bill that just passed. Again, bipartisan through Congress. Trump was supposed to sign it today. Now he's saying he is canceling it until such time as we pass the Save America Act. He says he considers that bill to be a national emergency. This is once again, as we were talking about potential own goals from the president to Republicans in Congress, many of these Republicans planned to run on this bill, trying to tackle affordability issues ahead of the midterms. Of course, Democrats were going to do the same thing. It all now comes, of course, as President Trump is still lashing out on Truth Social at other lawmakers for passing a different resolution. This one would have blocked him from resuming the Iran war. He wrote on Truth Social that he has, quote, Iran on the ropes, and that the Senate just made his job more difficult.
You know, he's fighting for the behalf of Israel. That's what his clown ass is doing. He got orange hair, reminds me of a clown. He got an orange, red face, reminds me of a clown. This a clown ass motherfucker. You get emotional and start talking shit. He's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And people put him in office because he's entertaining. Like people got to stop putting people who's entertaining to him in public office. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything ain't fucking entertaining. Be on some other shit than entertainment. Like learn some shit. Y'all want to complain about some shit. This nigga's just an entertainer.
I don't think that he was elected due to entertainment. Yeah, he could be hilarious with him roasting and being rude to his opponents and stuff like that. But I think in real life, the American world just didn't want a female running them because we'll look like phonies. We'll look like wimpies. Even though, because New Mexico didn't have their or Mexico, whatever spot have their own president, didn't have a female president at the time. But after Trump got elected, they ended up having a female president, which is the only female president to my acknowledgement. But everyone else, Russia, Korea, China, Canada, all male presidents or rulers, dictators. So it's like for America to put a female in that position is like, are we looking like wimps?
But look, they look like wimps right now to me. And at the end of the day, it don't matter if it's a female or a male. If they want these Americans, America's still America. You know what I mean? Then nigga, you better bow the fuck down. Oh, you got a problem with a
Move.
female?
It's all about the move
You
that
about
was
to get nuked,
made.
bitch. You about to get nuked, bitch. I'll be on that shit. Looking like fuck you talking about? Like these people ain't shit, y'all. That's it. These people ain't shit. When I say entertainment, I mean, white people, they love this rhetoric that they spilling. But at the end of the day, they don't see that the nigga just dumb. He just fucking, he's stupid. You know what I mean? They relate to this nigga because they know niggas who talk like him, who believe the same shit, but they gotta realize that them niggas is dumb too. You know what I mean? All of these people that they look up to is stupid. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it was obvious that he was for the rich motherfuckers. It was obvious he didn't give a fuck about black people. Not to say that with Camilla, I ain't fuck with either of them. I don't fuck with the red or the blue. I don't fuck with the left wing or the right wing. It's a part of the same bird to me. And I feel like in politics, it's just if they don't get you this way, they'll be able to get you that way. You know what I mean? They shit is a little different, but I think they're gonna end up in around the same spot. Now, Trump, I don't know what the fuck he doing now. This nigga, he just dumb. It feels like this is just the end of America. He feel weak. It feels like we're weak. It feels like we're bending to a will of Israel, a country that claim they're God's people, but we all know that they're fake. We all know that they're not the real people. These people learn whatever language they got to. They slaughter whoever they got to steal whatever they need to steal, and then they try to shut people up. I don't know why the fuck this motherfucker be giving press conferences to the American people. Like, who the fuck is you? Netanyahu? Who the fuck are you?
Yes, I see where you're coming from with all that. And the thing is, with all that you said, there is a war going on with them currently now. And I do have a short video on that if you do want to see it.
Yeah. I see that shit was hitting on Moscow. So that was Ukraine. Let me see. Because the thing about fucking Israel, they so divisive. All these wars that been happening in the Middle East, these niggas,
Israel,
they been instigating that shit. They
I
ain't
mean,
shit.
yeah, Israel is in the middle of everything right now. They are in the middle of everything. I don't know if they're physically in the war, but I know they're in the middle of the war. So it's like the war is going on and they're in like between them as we
Every
speak. So they could jump in at any moment or they could just get attacked.
every time that we are in we about to have peace talks with fucking Iran, Israel start, we have the peace talk making agreement, Israel start bombing and shit. Now we ain't got peace talks no more. America need to put them the fuck down. That what the fuck they need to do. Y'all doing all this extra shit with all these people. These niggas don't respect you. They ain't listening to you. And I heard a fucking interview that this nigga Netanyahu did. He said we're gonna use America till its end. Like, he gonna use you till you die, nigga. Like,
But
We have
here's the
nothing
thing.
left.
But here's the thing with that. You're saying that they don't respect America. Look at our president. We don't even respect our president. So who would really respect America at this point in moment? So yeah, we're going to test everything in Trump. He's doing everything in his power to just make havoc and chaos. So he's just creating wars for legit no reason, breaking off connections for legit no reason, making prices high for legit no reason.
yeah.
And We're irritated with him. We're annoyed with him. And every country that's around us is irritated and annoyed with him.
All of this shit is connected. Like all the shit we've been talking about is connected. Like a lot of the companies and music places and movie services and all of this shit that display black people in whatever way, a lot of them are connected to these Jewish companies. These Israel state. A lot of this shit that show us how we are to ourselves is put out by them. And I heard in an interview, somebody in the Israeli head of state said their biggest threat is black Americans. What the fuck do we got to do with y'all? That tells me that one, y'all took our lineage, and y'all did some other shit. They had their hands in slavery. They even had their hands in the Holocaust, believe it or not. So who are these people? They claiming to be whoever they want to be for sympathetic reasons, and they're the reason that when all that shit happened back then with the Holocaust, they're the reason that shit came to be, from what I'm hearing.
I agree. Like
That is shit.
Yes.
And a lot of stuff.
all of them have a role to play in it, because that's why we're the only ones, Black Americans, that really ain't got our own, and we still out here fighting for our own, and we got people out here building little bit at a time, but it's not fair. Make it right.
These people telling us that we shouldn't get reparations for whatever reason, but they're the ones who received and are still receiving the reparations that was supposed to be for us on one end. Because you got to think about it, it just won't be on one end where we get reparations. It'll be on many different fronts.
Okay,
and they don't realize half of these services that the state and everybody say they provide for us, they really don't give it to us. It's a qualification system. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, I understand what you're saying, but look at here. So, in my knowledge here, I feel like they're saying that they're scared of black people and that they would cause war with black people in some sort of way, or they'll be terrified of us, and because of what's being put out of us. And legit, yeah, they could have all the history on what they did to us in the past, and either they are getting taught what has been done in the past and what needs they need to be fighting for, or they don't know what they're fighting for and just going based off what the internet is putting them off of. And
so it's
the internet is
followers.
legit the internet legit every day is making everyone follow that black people are terrifying, white people are victims, Asian people do this and that, Haiti people do this and that, they can't drive or whatnot. And they make stereotypes about everyone to where it's like, okay, black people are dangerous, they're tall, they look good, but they're dangerous.
And we're the most loving people, forgiving people on this planet.
Yes, that's the thing. That's what we are. But the internet is legit picturing us as we are the devil's figure. We perfect. We look perfect. We got glistening skin, beautiful skin color, beautiful eyes, hair. We are tall. We got perfect talent. We could jump high. We could do everything in this world. But we are dangerous people. Be around us. We're hurting you. Be around us. We're speaking harm to you because of what they're putting out.
That's the global.
Yeah, but they need us for survival.
That's the
so
global.
Won't they just cut the shit?
That's the global algorithm that I was talking about. How they could. It's their perceptions of us. How they give us ourselves back to us. You know what I mean? Have us think less of ourselves. Have other people think less of ourselves. And then we get caught coming across bullshit in our bubbles. You know what I mean? Keep coming across bullshit in our bubbles that try to reassert that we ain't shit.
This girl is walking.
So yeah, that's it. We're gonna have to shift our minds. Even if it feel unnatural, we gotta force our minds to be shifted to wherever we need to be. And some of the time we're gonna have to ignore some of this shit. As far as it fucking with our mind state.
Yeah, because some of this should just be rage bait anyway.
Yeah. They want us to hate these white people, to hate these people, to hate those people. You know what I mean? They want us to do that. That's part of their plan. But at the end of the day, they still puppeteering. The motherfuckers at the top is puppeteering everybody below. You know, they don't give a fuck about you. You know, they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
They could perceive, they could give perception that they do. They could give a perceived notion that they may give a fuck about you or may give a fuck about these people more than you. But at the end of the day, this is a chessboard, and we are all pawns to them. You know, we're not even fucking queens, kings. We ain't fucking horsemen. The businesses and shit is that. You know what I mean? Some of the other shit is that. We damn near pawns. Expendable pieces that we use for whatever end.
We playing Chinese checkers.
But here's the thing. The reason why, because look, I had a theory. This is a man's world. A lot of people say a man's world is a white man's world. But I feel like no, it's a black man's world, but we're just not awakened enough to think that so a white man took the spot at this moment. And
It's a black woman's world.
Nah, we was awoke. We was awoke, and they came and conquered, and they used the stuff that them other side taught them against us.
The
We was
opposite.
showing them all kinds of things and stuff, and they took the stuff that we
Look.
showed them and used it against us. Basically,
They
that's how I
brought
look at it.
they brought patriarch to this world. This world was a matriarch. You know what I mean? They brought patriarch to this world. The opposite of a black woman is a white man. That's the person you see on the forefront of this motherfucker right
Huh?
here. Now the
Is that
matriarch.
a white woman?
No, the opposite of a
No,
black woman
because they
is-
compare white women to black men. They
yeah.
say they on the same wavelength.
That's the opposite end. On two opposites, one opposite, a man and a woman is the opposite. On another opposite, the color, black and white. You know, it's on two different opposites. But yeah, the opposite of a black woman is a white man. So that's why you
Okay,
see
so
a lot of attacks on black women from white men. Vice versa, a lot of attacks on black men from white women. When I say that, I'm talking about like there be a lot of shit where niggas be getting caught up with from white women. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit.
but
That's just some basic, you know, that explanation. What do you
yeah,
want?
I mean, like with that knowledge that you just gave me, it's like if that's the case, if the opposite of a black woman is a white man, why are we having problems with interracial couples? Is it because it's not a good thing? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing that a white man is the opposite of a black woman? Is that a
They
good
always
thing?
gonna pick their race. They always gonna pick their race over you.
One thing has got to be about intent. A lot of these people intentionally do this be for their own benefit. You know what I mean? It's for their genetic survival. Because a lot of these people, the birth rate was 0%. You know what I mean? Not new motherfuckers was born like on a zero. It wasn't more white people born than died. You know what I mean? You know, like a year
Yeah.
or something ago. So yeah, they going around. There's even a billionaire who was also in the Epstein files. I can find the video eventually, but he just got caught up in some shit. He was on video talking to a bunch of black models, talking about they need their genetics and blah blah blah. It's a cheat code and they're using us. They're gonna tell us whatever the fuck we want to hear. You know what I mean? Because they know black
Yeah.
people, we like to make shit, we like to feel good. I mean, somebody give us yeah. You know, people we be looking for that sometimes, and sometimes it be to our detriment, to where we want to think somebody fuck with us, and instead of them actually fucking with us. Somebody can say I'm sorry, but do they really mean the shit? They know you're gonna be cool after the first time, and you're gonna accept the apology after the fucking first time.
Yeah.
These
Like they
people
can say
need to
sorry to
pay.
you and then drop a rock on your foot.
Genetically, they're our children. Genetically, they're, you know what I mean? They're younger than us genetically.
There's so many
Mhm.
people that stab you in your back just to get ahead. So it's like we got to look at everybody now.
Yeah.
It's not about color.
It's to a degree. To a degree, I'm always gonna put my people first. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, just like anybody should put they motherfucking people first. But you're not. I'm not gonna not fuck with you or fuck with you just because you black. I'm not gonna vote for you just because you fucking black. I don't
It
care.
depends on what you're doing as a black person, in my opinion. If you're a black person who's doing good, then I'm gonna support you all the way through. But if you're a black person who's not putting yourself in a good light, you're putting yourself in chaos position, jail time, you having multiple baby mamas and stuff, I'm not supporting you. Like,
Well, you
what
can
is
have
there to
multiple
support?
baby mamas if you fucking taking care of your kids and if you're doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm talking about having multiple baby mamas in the
That-
jail combination together. That's like, what are you doing when you have multiple baby mamas and in and out of jail, and you doing like multiple stuff?
It's a
It's
beautiful
like,
story if you come up from the shit and you overcome all of that and make all of that shit better. If you just doing the shit just to be a bullshitter, nigga, I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Nigga,
yeah,
fuck, you
like I
ain't taking care
mean,
of them kids. You add into the problem. Yeah.
yeah, if you worked up from that, then there's an understanding point to where we should support you because you worked up from that, and we could see that you're not going to have a like a backlash to it. But
But
if you're currently doing it, and I'm not seeing no action of changing, I'm not supporting it.
I'm also talking about voting. Like I'm not about to vote for a black person and put him in office just because he's black. Because a lot of these people be puppets. You know
But a
what I
lot of
mean?
people did that.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, and a lot of people be puppets, and a lot of people they vote for is beyond reproach. You can't say shit about them. Some people you can't
It,
say shit about Obama about, even though you could bring them fat, you can't say shit about Obama. Some people you can't say shit about. No, nobody's above reproach because that's how black people get put in a box. When certain people you can't talk to about certain shit. No, if I got a question about the shit and as it pertains to our people and whether it's helping us, benefiting us, or keeping us back, yeah. Motherfucker, what the? Nothing's above reproach.
And we should be comfortable doing that. We should be comfortable being able to speak our mind and not have harm come to us.
If you're not doing shit wrong, then you shouldn't be feeling funny about somebody asking you about some shit. If I'm not stealing, I'm not gonna be
exactly.
feeling guilty if some niggas, you know what I mean? Try to figure out where the number is going. You know what I mean? It might be somebody else up in that bitch doing the shit. Something gotta
Yeah.
figure out.
I actually seen a video on that. It was a group of boys just sitting down on a block, and police pulled up. All of them ran except for one, and one of them, like, they started getting chased by the cops on feet, and one of them ended up getting shot. They were alive, but they ended up getting shot, and then they ended up telling everyone else to just sit down when really no crime was really committed. They were just looking suspicious, and they was going to question them on why they were sitting on the block like that. But y'all ran, making one of y'all get injured. Only one of them sat down and didn't do nothing. He stood up once one of them got shot, but he got told to sit back down once he did.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, they know these motherfuckers be waiting to kill me. And black people, they know
right.
you could do everything right and get murdered. Like
Eh,
that one boy that was in that one shot, he did everything he was supposed to do. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, let's keep it all the way 100. It was a kid way back in the days, 14-year-old, that was electrocuted for allegedly touching somebody white, or you know what I'm
Um,
saying?
two
He was
little
like
girls. It was
12 or
11
14
years
year
old.
old.
No,
And came to find out all that shit was made up.
the boy was 14, the girl was 9, and the other one was 11. Two white girls, and the only thing he said was he saw the white girls walk on his street, and then they arrested him due to him saying he's seen white girls that recently passed.
So the white
Right.
girl, they died.
Another Rosewood situation.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were found. They were found, raped and unalived in the woods somewhere. And due
Yeah.
to him saying, "I seen them walk in that direction," they arrested him and just put him in the electric chair.
That sounds like
And
Right. And it was okay then for them to do that so This is nothing compared to them. Them treating us like this, it's nothing. And they wonder why we got to come armed. You know, they wonder why we have to protect ourselves and try to stand our ground, even though we know it might be a catch-22.
And
Because we
recently
damned
with
if
that
we do and we damned if we don't.
recently with that
You might as well go
case
all
as
the fuck
well,
out
they re-looked at the case and called him unguilty, right? I think that's the word for when he didn't commit the crime. Yeah. So they went back, said he didn't commit the crime, and released him, but it was too late because he already passed.
I'm like, he already did. What money you gonna give his family money? At that point, they probably never want the shit. Some people probably do. Still, you know what I mean? You gotta do something.
Yeah,
But
but it's the
that's the
thing
type of
if the
shit,
family is still there.
you know. And the funny thing is, I keep on hearing shit. It's like, and people always go to this, and I always think there's some falsity in this number. I don't give a fuck about their stats because they be like, man, a lot of people, a lot of numbers don't. People be fucking working the fuck out of them numbers. They always say, more white people get hurt or harmed or killed by the police than, but that's some argument and debate. You know what I mean? That they always say. But how much shit is held and hidden and hide? How much niggas they just disappeared and didn't say shit about?
A lot.
You know, how many people are locked up and they didn't do that crime?
A lot.
They don't count all of that shit.
Many. And people gotta understand just because they look like us, when they take that oath of blue, that blue family gonna come before anything else. I hate to say it.
I be thinking of oaths like rituals. But any fucking shit you gotta take an oath in, you gotta be careful. You can't trust them niggas like that. Them niggas take oaths. Y'all don't know what the fuck they say in that oath, but they gotta put that oath above shit. And that oath be spiritual. They may not know it, but that oath, I be taking that shit as spiritual shit. Why the fuck I gotta take an oath to work in this motherfucker? The fuck I gotta pledge my soul to you to work in this building? Fuck you.
Yeah, like what's going on in the building to where I have to make an oath to y'all?
Nigga, I don't even want to pledge to this fucking flag. What the fuck I look like pledging to a fucking corporation?
Right.
I was around when motherfucking slaves was here. Like, get the fuck up out of
And
here.
they took God out the Pledge of Allegiance.
Because they worship Baal, and you know, they say this. They say the Republicans worship Baal, and the Democrats worship some other fucking demon. What's that nigga
Okay,
name?
I got a question for you guys.
Malachi or some
No, we
shit.
worship.
I got a question
Everyone
for you
worships
guys.
money, essentially.
Okay, when we thinking about education in schools and growing up, and you know how some went to public school, some went to Catholic school, some had religion in their schools and others didn't. Which one you feel benefited most when it came to educating children on religion? I mean, or just being educated. Do you think that religion should have still been in public education?
Yes.
I don't know. It depends. Because
Me
everybody ain't fucking
personally,
religious. Everybody ain't religious. Like, and you could be at that
But
school.
everybody go by those 10 commandments, right? So even
no,
if
not
just that
everyone.
being the basics.
But some people ain't fucking Catholic though. Like, I'm not no fucking Catholic. People, you know,
Here's the thing with that.
I understand that.
Not everyone follows the 10 commandments. Plus, not everyone has the same religion. But I do think there should be religion taught within every school. If it is a different religion, then of course there should be like a way like, okay, we teach these religions in these schools. And it's different classes with different teachers. They're not the same teacher are teaching different or teaching the same, religions to different, people. You know what I
Man,
mean?
I feel like that should
some
be.
I'm not gonna
motorcycles
lie.
just too loud.
I feel like that should be a whole practice
Exactly. That's on the parents to educate your child on y'all religion.
because that
Right.
shit.
I feel like
They
if they're
use-
going to put anything in the education system, maybe they should teach them how to connect with themselves, teach them about their chakras. You know what I'm saying? And
No. No.
Some
I'm
people think that
Oh
sorry.
well,
leads
I guess
to
that's
demons.
just me.
Some people think that
No.
leads to demon worship. But as
So
far as
Oh
with the
wow.
school shit, as far as with the school shit and religion, that shit that's too many motherfuckers been doing cult shit
I
based off
mean,
of
shit.
religion.
All the people that got
so
pregnant at that seniors
Yeah.
slumber party, they need religion
so
in their
I don't
school.
I don't trust religious leaders.
so
They fucking be cult leaders in the making. Like fuck them. Like
so
I was
here's the thing. I feel like they should teach some verses of the Bible to public schooling. Some verses of the Bible, and the rest of it should fall on to the parents to teach them religion. But if we really want to change up schooling, they should teach us how to do taxes. They should teach us how to really sign up for a job, how to sign up for health care if needed, how
they
to
should
do
teach
all
you
that
trade.
mature adult stuff, real
Yeah.
estate, all that. Actually have like training
Trade.
for stuff that we want to do instead of just
When I
having
was
general
coming up,
knowledge.
they did offer those classes and those vocational courses to help you with things like that. We knew how to write out a checkbook. We knew how to balance our check accounts and all of that stuff. We knew how to deal with credit cards and percentages and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But once people actually
But
get that shit in their hand and it's like free money, they be like, man, free money, I'll pay this later. You
Mhm.
know?
no, but here's the thing. It's like we're different generations. So you had all that. You were taught cursive. Once I started going into school, they stopped teaching cursive. So of course they're gonna stop teaching all the stuff that y'all were taught in my generation because they don't want us to be as educated. They want us to be as dumbfounded, unwoken, so they could do the things that they are doing now. We
No,
are. If we had
they
to.
wanna structure what you're learning, and that's why on some of these sites you can learn different things, but they only gonna tell you some are only gonna tell you the bare minimum of what you need to learn.
Cursive is back in the
They
public schools.
monitoring what you learn
They
sometimes.
are.
Yeah.
They will put it back in the public school when I get out of school. Like everything that I want in the school, I've been making debates. Like no uniform. Every time I leave a school, they don't have uniforms now. Like, bro.
But they really needed cursive back in the school because with the computer and AI, people can just generate your signature. Instead, like you need to really have an authentic
Yeah.
signature that only you can do.
Yeah, and plus cursive writing that open up different neural pathways in your brain, so it can expand your brain differently. Like a lot of this technology is gonna lead to our de-evolution.
That
We're gonna
bothers
be
me.
we're gonna be too dependent upon it. You know, like think about it like this: people used to fish and hunt for food and do all of that
Communication.
shit. You know, people used to hunt for food and start their own fires and do all that shit. What would these people nowadays do back when none of that shit existed?
Sit there and die.
Yeah, you're gonna sit there and die in the middle where everything is lush and everything is where you need it and where you just got to put a little work into it, till the land, tend to it, etc. You know, they making us too dependent upon shit that we don't know how to make. How many motherfuckers know how to make a microwave or an oven?
Or a phone.
Yeah, out of nothing. If all of this shit go, can we rebuild the shit? The average person. I'm not talking about the niggas in the buildings. You know, the average people.
Yeah.
You know, not the motherfuckers who
Uh,
already got they shit together as far as bunkers and you know what I mean, extra food and farms and shit. This nigga Bill Gates on most of the land in certain states like Dakota and all that shit. Like you got all the land. There's all these people here. You got most of. You own all that shit though. Get the fuck up out of here.
yeah.
It ain't balanced.
But it's really not. But we got another video that I'm put up so we could see what other topics we could get a little bit into.
And America is about to be the first country to tokenize our entire water supply. I will be signing the framework on July 4th, and Americans who get in early will be very rich.
So here's exactly what Donald Trump announced after the G7 summit. It's already listed on Coinbase under the ticker United States Water Reserve, and it's been pumping like absolutely crazy. Just take 2 seconds and listen up. All over the news, it's been broadcasted that Trump has been announcing a United States Water Reserve at the G7 summit in front of world leaders. He's going to be presenting the Global Water Initiative. And then I saw this. The UN warns that AI is going to be consuming as much as 1.3 billion people's worth of water by 2030. And billionaires are starting to do something very smart about this. You just take a look at this. The G7 leaders have agreed that water infrastructure and tokenization framework to follow the US lead. And then it made me realize something. I took a look at BlackRock's crypto portfolio and I saw that they're holding millions of this token. And coincidentally enough, when you go onto their website, you can see that there's a contract address attached. If the price predictions are true, something as simple as $1,000 could turn into over 10 million. Just take a look at this chart. It's going non-stop up, and just make sure you use the right series that starts with 48QU. All you gotta do to find it for yourself is search up the United States Water Reserve, and it's currently sitting at a $10 million market cap. As always, everybody, none of this is financial advice. Make sure you do your own research and buy your own risk.
I be feeling like
That's why we're gonna have a drought.
I be feeling like about time everybody they post shit like that. That's when it's already overinflated. You know, too many niggas.
I mean, ain't they making rain? Can't they just make rain for that shit?
But then we got to think about it like this. They talking about this water reserve shit in the midst of, we know they got all these data centers about to get built. You know, them AI data centers.
For they smart centers, for they smart cities.
And that uses a lot of water. So y'all saying that we got, I feel like it's a lie, and I feel like niggas gonna put their money into that, and then they're gonna lose some money. I feel
exactly.
I'm confused because I thought it was a lot of it was one ocean that had nothing but electricity, and I'm gonna have to do the research on
Well,
which
we already
ocean.
know that any resources that they find, they're going to take them, use them completely for themselves, and charge us an arm and a leg to try to get a little piece of it. They're never going to just give us anything.
Yeah.
And find something new and better.
They put this shit out there saying invest in it. You just trying to get niggas to put money into the shit. You know what I mean? About time you probably already took whatever you needed to take out of it to where it was worth something.
Exactly. They gutted the shit already.
You know what I mean? So everybody else,
and they're gonna continue to give us leftovers like they've been doing since before slavery shit.
And then this water is booming from where? From where I'm hearing, like you said, I've been hearing Mississippi River drought. It's all this shit is
Yeah,
drought.
Rio de Janeiro.
That's because they're redirecting it.
I feel like
they
it's
redirecting in the water.
I feel like it's some Enron.
Think
shit.
about the earthquake that Cali just had or Vegas just had. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I feel like it's some Enron shit. Y'all heard about Enron? How they was one of the biggest companies. They was fucking with the electrical grid, trying to make people pay more. These niggas was making companies and taking a bunch of money out. And long story short, they ain't really have no money in that shit. They was stealing and lying from shit. And everybody who invested in them went broke. Yeah, but they took out their money before that. And the people who worked there that wasn't able to, who was getting caught up with the backlash, a lot of them unalived themselves. Enron.
I know a lot of people was having issues with their solar panels. Like, what's the whole thing with the solar panels?
They blocking all of the
people
solar
got them
activity.
all over their house, on top of their house and stuff like that. But is it really a benefit?
They blocking the fucking sun. Like, so you niggas can have all this solar shit, but if they blocking the sun 24/7 a day because they don't want you to receive whatever you receiving from the sun that they don't want you to receive from it.
It's like, is they blocking the sun or is they trapping sunlight?
I don't know what the fuck they doing. They just trying to get us to not see some shit. You
right. It's all a distraction, you guys. It's all a distraction.
Clouds be looking weird as a mother. I'm gonna keep it real. Since I moved out here, I ain't really look at the sky like that. I used to be looking at the sky all the time.
How did the sky look out there?
Yes, I don't be looking at the sky.
The few times
I mean, you got regular clouds and stuff like that.
Like the few times I do look at it, the clouds be looking fake. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like the Springfield clouds.
When I
Oh
first got
wow.
out here,
That's cool.
I used to look at the sky and I used to see a lot of weird oddities in the sky. I seen to where it looked at like the moon was moving, like actively moving.
So it was a
Like
ship that you
walking?
saw.
Nina seen it with me.
Bro, it was walking? The moon was walking?
It was like
Moonwalking?
floating across the sky.
Yeah,
And
moving.
Did y'all
also,
look at it through the telescope?
Nah, we seen it.
no, we wasn't at home.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was a couple of times where it was like flashing different color lights in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
wow. Like Vegas, we used to different color lights in the sky because Vegas, but out there where you guys at, that's weird.
No, that's wow, no. We don't have different lights in the sky.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
All the
Like,
casino lights and stuff.
oh, we
outside of
talking
that,
about man-made? I
outside of
thought we was
that,
Well,
talking
I
about
don't
nature.
know what was happening. It just was like in the clouds though.
I know they had some shit to where the Aurora Borealis was seen over the nation. I think it was a period of time last year or this year earlier. It was probably last year sometime. Or they flashed through over the different parts of America so people could see the lights.
You know, might have been it. It definitely was weird.
I seen a few videos where a few places did some shit like that, like Texas and some other places.
Yeah,
Not to get
everything
off
goes wrong
subject,
in
but
Texas.
I don't even want to get on Texas. Everything going wrong in Texas. But not to get off subject, y'all know Pretty Ricky and B2K had a versus.
Okay, Pretty Ricky probably. I don't know. It depends on what crowd you going for. It depends on what
Shit, I'm
crowd
gonna be
you going
Pretty
for.
Ricky all day.
Yeah, because
I don't know who those people are, so
if
5 in
it,
the morning.
yeah, but if it depends on where you was when them niggas was out. Cause
really
cause
showing your
I
age.
would think that people would like Pretty Ricky better. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it depends on if you was in that wave when B2K was
I
coming up.
mean, you gotta choose
I ain't like
between Pleasure P and Omarion.
I ain't got to choose. Nigga. That ain't no choice for me. That's a choice for women. But as a man, I'd rather listen to a Pretty Ricky. You know what I mean? They
Because he
got better.
pretty.
No, because they got
And
songs.
They
Pretty
talking
Ricky is
about
a group.
smashing. Look,
You
they
know,
talking about smashing.
them B2K niggas is talking about some kid shit.
B2K talking about love. Pretty
They
Ricky
talking
talking
no,
about smashing.
B2K talking about bump, bump, bump. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear no
What they
bump, bump, bump.
bumping, butts?
They
Shit.
bumping B Diddy because B Diddy was in that. P Diddy was in that fucking video. They bumping
Mm.
Diddy. I don't want to bump that shit.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'd rather do some
We
Pretty Ricky
don't.
because they songs
That's
was so local. I remember Leo used to be fucking singing the motherfucking songs back at the Leo used to fuck with them niggas.
Pretty Ricky's the shit. I ain't gonna even lie. I like they songs.
Yeah, the Leo used to fuck with them niggas.
Let me just say I like Pleasure P. I like his songs. I like Vito. But
I
that's me
like
getting off
Vita.
topic. I'm sorry.
Vito ain't in there.
I
it's
know.
I
okay.
know, but we saying we like Vito.
Vito got a few
Think he
songs I
got a
like.
concert coming out this way soon too.
He got a few songs I
I
like.
mean, this kind of allows me to bring up that the next podcast will be about music. It will be about music again because a lot
Cause
of
you
stuff
got
has
some
been going
people.
on.
Yeah, you got people that's mad that we said Drake album sucked.
I don't give a fuck about that. It's your cup
We
of
got
tea.
people that say
People
that. We
are
also got some artists that recently passed. Also, we got an artist that recently came out with some new albums that are doing well.
people are too
So, you know,
invested. People are too invested into these pussy ass rappers and these pussy ass actors live.
I
Like fuck
mean,
these niggas. Like if you like the shit, you like the shit, nigga.
Lazy Bone just dropped the disc to 2 times finesse or whatever, and that shit was fire. And I like Lazy Bone.
I seen one to where it seemed like it was AI. So I don't know if it was that one because I thought
Even
that was
if it
cool.
was, it still was fire.
You know what I mean? I thought the nigga was what you call it, cool, but yeah, yeah, people too invested in nigga. Niggas ain't gotta fucking like Drake, nigga. That shit didn't resonate. It don't resonate, nigga. Nobody want to hear about that clown ass shit. Like I don't want to hear about the shit. Like
Right.
one song sounded like yeah. I think
Can we
my
get
take is
back to
about
the
right.
music that was actually pushing a message, pushing
Nigga
something
ain't talking about
positive?
shit. I don't give a fuck about
They
this
ain't
nigga
talking about
ego,
nothing
how
we
the nigga
want to
feel.
hear. They
Y'all
trying to
niggas,
keep us apart. We trying to unite.
y'all niggas need to stop living vicariously through other niggas. Live through yourself, motherfucker. Like you stop getting butt hurt because somebody don't like somebody's song. Nigga, it's not no diss on you. It's a nigga that don't like the song. Like niggas need to stop getting butt hurt about that shit. Everybody don't gotta like the same shit. Nobody like the same shit.
Bro, I really sat up here and watched the debate. People was debating on who said nigga first. Was it the old school or the new school? Talking about the early like 60s, 70s or the late 80s, 90s.
These niggas need to get over whatever trauma from whatever nigga said whatever to them back in the day. Get over it, nigga. None of that shit fucking matters. Y'all talking about some nigga who said, nigga, shut the fuck up. Y'all still letting motherfucking white
Yeah.
people call y'all nigga.
Yeah, they saying that back
Why
in
the
the
fuck do
old
it matter?
days, black folks wasn't using the word nigga because it was disrespectful, it was degrading. And now
But
in the
guess
new
what?
days, we not made that word a sign
Hey,
of
look, they could talk that shit.
power, or we reckon we saying it, we made it
Look,
popular.
we could take whatever we want and make it into whatever the fuck we wanted to. They saying that shit, but look, what was black? The term black was the same thing. That was a fucking derogatory term. So the motherfuckers still
Right, just like colored. You know what I'm saying? Just
They
like
can,
And
boy.
Negro.
yeah,
Right. Black
color,
men still
Negro,
get
all of
mad
that.
today if you call them a boy.
Well, yeah, that's
Boo.
some racist white shit. Them, especially a white motherfucker call me a boy. Nigga, get the fuck. Who the fuck you calling a boy? Boy.
A lot of black guys are saying boys now, like boy.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's probably why. Who you talking to, boy?
No, they saying
I'm
like my boy. You know, they saying like
no,
my boy BOI. They not
no,
saying boy
Right.
BOY.
Nigga, that's the same shit.
no,
That's the
no.
same.
Let me, let
Nigga
me,
trying
let
to
me.
finesse some shit. That's the same
No,
shit.
no. Let me
You
teach
see
y'all a
my
quick
boy?
lesson. Let me teach y'all a quick lesson here, y'all old folks.
No,
So
we don't have
Wow.
this
my
new shit. What the fuck?
no, let me teach y'all old folks some lessons here. So my boy, BOI, is for you talking to another brother. Okay, my boy, what's good? Now, boy, BOY, when a white guy disrespects you and you're gonna take his word back and say it back to him. Boy.
Yeah, I call white people niggas too. Like, you know what I mean? I call them whatever I call whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? BOI seemed kind of. I never liked it the way that word boy was spelled with the BOI. It always felt tangerine to me.
Tangerine.
That shit
They hit in
always
the
felt tangerine to me.
I
I don't know
thought the
why.
tangerine man was the drug dealer.
No, you know what I'm talking about. The when Medea was like
Gay. It
tangerine.
sound gay.
Oh, you talking
It's
about the
a
choir director.
Yeah, that's what
it's a
that
little
shit sounds to me.
glee. It's
That shit's a
glee.
little sus to
He
me.
meant to
Yeah,
say
it's
choir
glee.
director. That's
He
fucked
meant to
up.
say tambourine, not tangerine.
Tangerine
Oh,
sound fitting too. You know what I mean? That's a motherfucker.
it's
Yeah,
look. He said it's a little tangy.
yeah. That nigga tangy. Yeah, that nigga tangy as a mother. This nigga a tangerine. Yeah, yeah.
It's-
This nigga a fucking ring.
But
That
yeah,
part.
let's get
Let's just not forget about all the school shootings and all that stuff that has happened. Like we
Look,
don't
I'm
need
not
to
about
put
to put.
faces on that
I'm
because
not.
they know who they are.
I'm not
So
about to
like
put
we ain't
myself in
getting
that
nothing
bubble.
bad.
Hey, look,
how
I'm
that
not about to
topic
put
come up.
myself in. I'm not about to put myself in that bubble. That shit ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna put myself in that bubble.
Hold up.
no, she not saying I related to what you saying. We was
I know.
talking about race for a second.
I know. Race still. I'm not putting myself
Okay.
in that bubble.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Ain't nobody racing they ass. You feel me?
If they racing
Ain't
themselves,
nobody racing them.
how
Nah,
you
you
racing
Everybody
you
want to
yourself
look
using
and
at
you
two
things
losing,
as a
different
nigga?
ways.
competition.
How you racing
You
yourself
can't
and
be
you
doing
still
that.
fucking losing? You racing
You can't
yourself,
be doing that.
still losing, nigga.
No, y'all can't be doing that. Y'all using two different races in two different terms to make it look like it's
But
the
it
same.
still mean the same
It
shit.
is. They racing.
The turtle always win the
No.
race. The turtle
No, and-
always beat the rabbit. Come on now. Come
because
on
the
now.
rabbit was
It
too
makes
cocky.
sense.
The rabbit was too cocky and he fell asleep because he thought the turtle wasn't
No,
going to do
that
nothing.
rabbit
But
had
here,
privilege. That rabbit had
No.
privilege and thought it was going to take him far. But that
Hey, look.
turtle kept
No.
going over every obstacle,
Look.
and
No.
he made it.
Look,
No.
little did the rabbit know the turtle passed him the first day. He just thought the nigga was behind him, so he, you know what I mean. He still kept the nigga. He thought
Nah.
the nigga was behind him still.
What book is y'all reading?
The turtle and the rabbit hair.
Yeah, but what book is y'all reading? Because mine said the rabbit.
I mean, you gotta
legit,
look
it
at
was
it.
a race. If you let me finish, if you let me land the plane.
Okay, you land the plane.
She gonna crash anyway. It's cool. I'm just playing.
So look, the rabbit and the turtle, they went into a race. They started off equally. Okay, the turtle started off slow. Yeah, the rabbit, he was fast, so
It
he
was
took
a
a
white
nap once
rabbit.
he got half. Okay, the color does not matter because
Yeah,
in the book he was gray.
Just by that, I
book,
know
he was gray.
who gave you that book. I know who gave you that book.
But look at here. The rabbit was gray, and look, he sat down, took a nap halfway through. He was in the middle of the lap. He took a nap. The turtle, he was like, I'm gonna take a long one too, because the turtle is gonna take a long time. So he took that long nap, not knowing the turtle was gonna end up passing him, and the turtle passed him. That's how the story went. Ain't no twists and turns, no plot twist or nothing. Okay,
That's what
don't
I
know
just
what book
said.
y'all
You
reading.
said the same thing
Nah.
we said, but in a more longer, elaborate way. We said the same
Y'all
thing.
say it. Y'all said it in a racist way. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all said it in a y'all in a racist mindset because y'all just match racism with
Let Dr.
race.
Umar tell it. Black people
NASCAR.
can't be racist.
Are you Dr. Umar? Can you bring him up here?
I mean, when did the bunny turn gray? I could have sworn my bunny was white. I mean, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just like white bunnies.
Your bunny was mixed with white and black, so it was gray.
You can't pause on that, Ma.
Your bunny was gray because it was mixed with white and black. It was a gray bunny.
Not okay. So look, it could be a gray bunny with a white belly. They do be like a Bugs Bunny.
He's a yellow belly.
Bugs Bunny ain't no yellow belly.
Bugs Bunny would have never lost that race.
Yes, he would have.
You know why? Because he be scheming and cheating. That's why.
No, he would have been bullshitting the whole way. He would have been fucking with somebody else. He got short attention span.
He got ADHD.
Not even that.
Yeah.
No, his girl got ADHD.
No, his girl is the only one that been. You talking about his girl? The one off of Space Jam, right?
Baps, right?
Yeah. In the show, she looked like she had ADHD. Like she can't sit still for nothing. In the movies, it's like, yeah, I'm this cool girl. I can play basketball. Yeah, I'm cool like that. I'm the hottest girl too. That's good.
That's where she's confident at. She ain't confident in nothing. All she's meant to do is play basketball. You know, she's in her element when she's playing basketball.
Right. When women play basketball, they in their element, and it's hard to be feminine around a boy that you like.
No, when she play basketball, she in her element. All women ain't in their element when they play basketball.
Yeah, I played basketball before.
You know damn
I played
well.
basketball before. There's some
Everybody
don't
get
be
in the
their
zone
element.
sooner or later.
I remember one day.
Look, the Knicks won, so somebody got to get in the zone sooner or later.
Look, I remember one day. It was a long time ago. You was playing basketball with Jordan. Jordan had the ball, and you was holding defense. But it looked like you was gonna swing on him, and you kept on pump it up, and then he kept running back. That's how you got the ball. Like I remember that shit.
Nah.
I'm
She
good
stepped
on
on
defense.
foot.
No, I
Ma,
didn't.
she stepped on foot. Yes, you did. You
She
stepped
didn't
on
like a
foot,
motherfucker.
and then Yosa spit on face because he over here. So you got spit going out of your mouth and stuff, and it's getting on your face, and you're like, yeah, man, like ain't nobody want that. And then you over here getting aggressive. Both
Man,
of y'all get
by any
aggressive.
means
Hey,
necessary,
but
we got to take the win. It
hey, but
don't
that
matter
nigga
how we
Leo,
get it.
that nigga Leo be playing fucking football when he be fucking playing basketball. You charging niggas with your elbows and your nigga. This is not no fucking tackles, nigga. Nigga be tackling a nigga
Foul.
with that elbow. Strong shoulder ass
Foul.
nigga. Look at that. Strong as hell. Just attacking people with their
And
elbow.
with
What
women
you
playing
attacking them
against
for?
men, we should be able to get at least 3 fouls free. You feel me?
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
That's why the fuck y'all should play with women.
And
Nah,
that's
because
why
I
that's
just
why they having a big debate now on men not being in women's sports and women not being in men's sports.
I
but
agree.
the
I
thing
mean,
is that should have never been a thing.
hey, have y'all seen the mixed martial arts, the mixed sex MMA martial arts shit?
I
Hell
wouldn't even
no.
do that.
I don't want to
That
see no man
sounds
beat up on no woman.
Them niggas,
not
hey, them
even that.
niggas
That
be
just
feeling
sounds like
proud of
pornography.
themselves. Them niggas be proud of themselves. They be really thinking they did some shit.
They don't realize they muscles are way more than ours, regardless of how we look.
They boned into it as well. You know, I seen
They're
this one video.
stronger.
There's two videos I seen. One was this white dude went to go pick on a black girl, looked like it was in England or something. And he started attacking her, but she ended up beating his bitch ass, got him on the floor and started pop, 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 pop. And then another one was this black woman, she just beat up this dude. I can't remember what
Beat
race
him
the
up.
dude.
Now, was
You
those
just beat him up for
dudes
no reason.
trying not to hit them? You know what I'm
Them,
saying?
them,
Was
them,
they trying
them,
to restrain themselves from
the
hitting a
first
woman?
the first nigga was actively attacking her first. Like he went out of his way to attack her first, and he started the shit and yada yada yada. The second video, yeah, he was trying to attack her. She just whooped his ass. You know, she was bigger than she whooped his
And you
ass.
know what's so crazy now? Men are saying, "Oh, if she come with that energy, I'm gonna give her that energy."
These niggas
And
just
women
running
are
this shit
not
to be
backing
women.
down. They tired of being hit.
Like some of the time, people just gotta realize if a motherfucker give you certain, you ain't gotta deal with that person. People go too far.
Sprinkles.
They act like they ain't got no choice, no reason, no rhyme outside of these people.
Right. It ain't no such thing as one and done. It's too many of us being unalive in these relationships, in these interracial relationships. We need to focus on the bigger picture and protect yourself.
Yeah. So don't get mad if a motherfucker brains is hanging out in the side of his head for a motherfucker trying to defend himself. That motherfucker deserved that shit.
He
You know
fucked
what I
around and
mean?
found out. You know
You know
what
that
I'm saying? Don't fuck around and find out because you might find yourself unalive.
What are you
People
talking
are
about?
taking their life seriously because a lot of people are playing games with people's life like it's not real, like it's a fucking video game. This is not Grand Theft Auto.
piece of my mind. You do that funny shit, you gonna get a piece of my
That's
mind.
why we got to stop saying simulation, simulation, because these kids are really thinking they in a simulation and like they're gonna have a do-over.
The
No,
do-over,
it's the mental health issues for
yeah.
that.
And that's
Because
why we
you
we want everybody to protect their mental health and go and seek professional health.
Yeah, some of these
and
people do that shit.
also to have different outlets on things because
We
video
should
games are a good outlet, but at the same time it teach you not what real world is, and then once you go in the real world and start doing those video game stuff,
video
then
games
you
is an
find out
outlet.
differently.
It's a good
Do
outlet.
y'all feel that the parents that kept their kids away from certain things, do you think that it was a disadvantage for their kids once they got into the real world?
No, and
What are
yes
the
and
certain
no.
things?
It depends on what it is. Like,
Like some parents shelter their kids from the real world. They did homeschool. You
oh
know
yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying?
I think that's good because I'm gonna be
No.
honest. The shit that I'm hearing about homeschool is
They
that they're
didn't watch
smarter than
TV.
they smarter than regular kids. Like you know what I mean? The regular kids from
So
either school. And the
They're
shit that
more creative, I hear also.
and they got less of these
so
social contracts attached to them.
And less
yeah,
trauma, hopefully,
yeah,
some.
yeah. Yeah.
But what about the
So with
social
that,
aspect?
You said with what? The
yeah,
social aspect?
What about the social aspect of,
That
learning
depends on the
social
parent.
cues from different people and
That's
learning
upon the
how to be
parent.
a friend?
That's upon the
but
parent. Parent got to put them in
exactly.
situations to where they interacting with people still. You just can't keep them away
Yeah.
from kids. There's other stuff you could do that keep them active and with kids. But Martez, we
Yeah.
put him in sometimes, we take him out sometimes he be homeschooled, some years he won't, you know. So but
Yeah.
but a lot of that shit comes from the parents. Now the issue is being a lot of times the parents be having to do so much work to try to make ends meet. And I think that's a problem that America knew, and they knew that they could come in there and create some type of form of they could come in there and use
And
employment.
that's
That's
why
where the kids could
when
get
you
employed.
put your kids in the school district, they become the parent. The school district become the parent.
And that don't mean they're good parents. You know what I mean? They just act like they got more
Correct.
power over your child than you do. They don't even let motherfuckers go into schools and shit now. That's the downside of having to deal with regular schools. You
And
got
now
like,
they taking our
Yeah.
kids' phones, so now our kids can't even communicate.
and we know that they
Yeah.
got tunnels connected to a lot of these underground schools, but and like a lot of this
Yeah.
shit is connected to
I'm
trafficking.
telling you, they got secret walls and passages in these schools because I used to work in one.
These schools, these
Yeah. But
amusement parks, these hospitals, hotels as well.
yeah. But to go back to the question, um, I feel like it could be a positive outcome and a bad outcome. It also depends on a lot of stuff. It's like if you're not allowing them to like it depends. It's like okay, it could be either just very strict parenting.
Mm-hmm.
You have a curfew. You have to
Mm-hmm.
do this at a certain time. You have this certain amount to be on this electronic and all that. And you could be outside at this time. You can hang out with this
That's like
person as long as I know.
responsibility.
Yeah, I feel like it
Yeah,
got to be
but a
That's
lot
balanced.
of people,
responsibility and setting boundaries.
Yeah,
but a
it's
lot of
about balance.
people would, a lot of people would could that don't have that lifestyle, don't have those parents, would consider that as not having a lot of freedom. So that's like, okay, that parent is taking the freedom. But no, that's actually being strict. But here's the thing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give my kids the electronics. I'm gonna let them be out whenever they want. It's like we actually get to see the both outcomes of it. We see kids who are actually graduating with good degrees, like good GPAs, going to college, all that straight from out with honor degrees,
Mm-hmm.
scholarships and all that. And then the other half is getting pregnant at a young age,
How
doing
many?
drugs at a young age,
How
going to
many?
jail at a young age.
How many people in high
And they
school
still
burn?
and they trying to party with their mamas.
How many of these people,
Hey,
popular people from high school, burn out? They did all of this shit. They wanted to have all this fun. How many of the motherfuckers had too much fun and burnt out before they was able to reach their peak and do something with themselves?
Shit, they look older than what they actually are.
Yeah, so we got to
it,
balance what's important to us. Is it's a balance. It's important to have a social life. It's important to do, to have structure. It's important for all of these things, but it's also important to have balance within these things because too much of any of these things is going to make you fucking collapse. Like if you're too strict, the straw might break the camel's back, and you be like, oh, fuck it, fuck all of this shit, and I'm gonna do bullshit from now on. Like you could get into a mind state to where you like that.
Yeah, because
yeah,
some kids, I
I don't know.
understand them. Oh, my parent was so strict. So when I get out the house, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to do what I wanted to do. And then
Yeah,
you have the one parents that wasn't strict on their kids and gave them freedom to
yeah,
find themselves.
and
You know
honestly,
what I'm saying? They not out
and
there wilding out.
And to me,
They
sometimes
not.
that comes to a perception of time, because you feel like if you got time for shit, then okay, I'm gonna be able to do this, that, and the third. I'm gonna be able to do what I'm supposed to do what I need to do, then do what I want to do. If you feel like you don't got time, oh fuck it, I'm gonna just do what I want to do. I'll get back to the other shit later. Like we put so much pressure on children too. They say that teenage kids and shit like that, they got post traumatic stress from like a motherfucker that been in a war too. You know what I mean? Like a that you know what I mean? Like a vet. So that's one thing we got to understand the how impressionable these kids is, how much they get turned on to certain shit, or how much they get turned off to certain shit based upon this, that, or the third. Like to a degree, they could be as smart as they want, but sometimes we gotta mus- uh nature mature that fucking intellectual intelligence, the shit that makes them care for themselves internally. How they think
Yeah.
internally. How they maintain all of they shit, they mental. You know what I mean? Because you got to upkeep some shit to get your mental at a capacity to where it's sustained, or even to expand to where it's at. Otherwise you're gonna always be on the downward trend, taking steps back. You know, that's why they
Yeah.
distract us with so much shit that limits our brain growth. It's just sensory. It's so much shit overflowing our sensories. We always got to have something.
True.
Music,
Nobody want
food,
to sit with
something.
themselves.
You might discover some shit if you sit with yourself, though. Sometimes that's the best thing you need, and that'll fucking solve all the problems. That's the first, blocking solving all the fucking problems. Sometimes sitting with yourself, because then you'll be like, okay, I know I gave this person or that person or this all that power, but I could disconnect and I could do something else. I could do something else. Sometimes it may be hard, but it may be better at the end of this shit. You know what I mean? At the end of something, everything at the end is going to be hard to deal with just because you're so fucking comfortable with it and then the transition.
Yeah. And
That's the only
look,
thing.
even with that, it's like you could do that part or sit by yourself and let all your anger out. And then you feel better afterwards that you let everything out and then go on and move on with your life.
And then the important
Right,
thing about
scream in
that
a
is,
pillow.
but the important thing about that is you gotta, why did that bother you? Why is this shit getting to you? You know what I mean? Are you tied to that reason? Are you tied to that why? Can you let that why go to where next time it don't bother you like that?
Right. Do this why make or
Or
break you? Is it gonna mess up your financial stability? Like, really think about it.
or is it what what are you defending that is important? Is it so important that you have to defend it to where you get this emotional? Or is it not as important to where you could drop that emotion?
I feel like sometimes when we defend stuff like that, it's because it's tied to a sense of ourselves. And sometimes if people attack that subconsciously, we may not even be noticing. Maybe we be feeling attacked. Um, we got to be open to perceptions that's not our own. Because sometimes if you're open to perceptions that's not your own, you can see a broader picture.
Mm-hmm.
A broader picture. One angle of the picture may not tell you everything that you need to know to make this particular determination. But maybe this angle, that angle, and that one is enough to where you'd be like, okay, I'm confident that this is the right fucking answer for this particular thing. Like, this is what I think about it. Like, for real. You know, all the
Yeah.
dots have been all the boxes have been checked to where that shit to be something I could be stand behind. And then when you be able to do that, sometimes you'll be able to start standing behind yourself.
Yeah, very. I understand that completely.
Yeah, I agree.
But we're gonna close out this video with one last video, and then we're gonna give our opinions on that, and then do our closings. This was a long video. Sorry about that, you guys. But we are enjoying our conversation. We're getting deeper into this topic. We're getting into the juices, getting more information as we go through these conversations and videos. So I hope you guys are liking it, liking, sharing, and commenting down below. Here's the next video.
Yeah, man. Love.
Heavy HOAT.
What?
Some kind of enemy can distract us and we lose sight of the bigger picture. All lives of the people. Is this powerful or what?
Yeah, we outside. This I'm around, man. This is crazy. We're going in the right direction. Regardless,
Okay. I see that. When they had that?
The Unity, that was in Las Vegas, the Unity Walk, with all the different religions and some people from different hoods and stuff getting together to show unity in Las Vegas. And this is not just like a one-time thing. It's like they've been doing this for, to my knowledge, for the past year. Like a lot of men in Vegas been getting together and, you know, doing these unity walks.
That's what the fuck they should be doing, something that shows some type of shit for unity, even with it if it's within just ourselves. You know what I mean? Give a fuck about these other communities if we're not fucking connecting with each other. You know, because at minimum, then we can start by building upon that, starting businesses and. You know what I mean? Making our communities ours instead of just being in the community where everybody else profit off of the shit but us. You know, so that's a beautiful thing. You know, it was good to see that. You know, Muslims always got something going on. You know, that's a good thing.
And also,
Right.
to add on to it, we also have something going on for the females. There's a club, I forgot the name of it. Probably next video I'll have it. I'll have a video for the warm up. But they do all black female picnic, and they do a paint and picnic.
So we can't
out in
go
a
if we
park.
wanted to. I'm just playing.
No, they bring extra foods and water just in case you are a pop-up or anything. But they do have RSVPs and stuff like that, so you can have your spot and have some food set aside for you. But yeah, females are doing the exact same thing too, but we're just doing it in a more safer way. We
I
can't just
agree.
be walking around. Yeah.
So with the female one, is that to like what are they trying to do? Build shit? The network? You know, it's like
It's like you
Unity.
networking other black local females together so you guys are a whole, because
Oh,
there's a lot of black females that are having trouble finding another black female as a friend, or a
so it's
good
like
loyal
a
female as a
black
friend at that.
female community of people and shit.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I see. Okay, that makes sense. You know, we need to start messing with each other like that on that tip. You know, more. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the first time I've seen something like that in a while. Usually it'd be some negative shit about some black people if it's a bunch of black people. Like, I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah, we always can't have negativity, you know? So we always got to end something positive, or, you know, have some sort of laughter. And, you know, black people are always, you know, we always have a humor in us to make people laugh, but we always have to show extra steps of how we could be positive, because we don't, like, the internet don't show that enough.
Yeah,
So it's
it's
like
so
we really
easy.
got to push that out.
And it's so easy to go the other way. It's so easy to go like, fuck y'all, fuck that. That's easy. Like, that's easy. Hard is to be like, you know, okay, let me see.
Yeah,
how
we're more intelligent
Yeah.
and better than that. So
Yeah, and in the earth today, it's like it's more easier to be doubtful, hateful, and rude to everyone rather than forgiveful, and loving and caring for other
forgivable.
people. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Forgivable, yeah, forgivable.
I feel like part of that. My bad. I feel like part of that is because people got played so much for when they be trying to do right, and people do them dirty, So that me making them be like, fuck everybody. You know what I mean? I ain't about to go out of my way to be nice, kind, polite. You gonna get what you get. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah,
it's hard to show that vulnerability nowadays because you look stupid if you get played. And people ain't gonna be on your side like they did you dirty, that's wrong. They're gonna be making you look like a damn fool. Like you stupid for that. Or da, 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 da. People ain't gonna be
True,
giving
exactly. Even if it's some shit they ass would have fell for too. They'll be like, you should have known better.
yeah.
but here's the thing with that. I feel like the only reason why that will become a real issue because I was a downfall of that is the lack of self-love. It's because you would give all that to someone else, but you don't have that for yourself. So once someone else says that's not enough or that's not worth anything or you're this and that and all the third, you'll start to believe it and then actually start to be hurtful to yourself and other people around you. But
Mhm.
once you start loving yourself and finding yourself, that won't like anyone saying that to you, you'll be like, "That's not true. I know who I am."
Mhm.
And you'll be eliminated from my life. Not in that sense, but like I won't have you in my life anymore to where that negativity won't be taking over me again.
And I think like building boundaries for yourself is a big part of loving yourself because once people start crossing them boundaries, if they don't correct once they cross them boundaries, then they don't respect you as a person. You know, they don't respect what you want. So, you know, if you don't have self love at that moment, you go, you know, you looking for any type of affection. So yeah, you're gonna pull for that. Even though this motherfucker, they showed you what they was about. They ain't about you. You know.
Yeah. Like the main thing to find yourself is to heal yourself in every single aspect. Just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Like fulfill your childhood dreams, fulfill your adult dreams, make a vision board, do everything you can
And,
for yourself so you could be healed and so that you could love yourself and love others the way that you should be loved and how others should be loved too and be forgiving to other people.
able to and be able to do that to hold yourself accountable. You know, everything you've been blaming everybody else for, you
Yes.
have to see what your role was in that. Because you ain't gonna grow,
Right.
you don't find
Yes.
your part. It's gonna always be somebody else who did some shit. Instead of you not even
Mm,
recognizing in the most simplest form that you putting them around yourself enough to fuck with you. So you ain't got to.
Right. Sometimes the hardest
yeah.
thing to do is
And
to walk away.
yeah.
Just
And
think
we
about
don't say this
walking
to
away.
be you can go.
It may be easier to do that if you think about walking away as walking toward yourself. You know.
Yeah. And we're not saying this to be getting on people, but we're saying this to tell you that you're not alone. Everyone else went through this to where we could give you these advice to be like, heal yourself so you could feel loved.
Yeah. Because anxiety is a motherfucker, and you know, always constantly thinking about this and about that. That shit ain't gonna do nothing but
Pleasing other people, please yourself.
yeah,
Exactly. If ever it come to a choice between me and you, then there is no choice.
Right.
Exactly. It's always got to be you
yeah.
at the
Cause
end of the day.
there'll be sometimes you give your last $5 to somebody, but and not even to say if they would do it for you or not. Would they even respect it? Sometimes they don't even know that that's your last. But you know what I mean. Sometimes do they respect it? Do they respect it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do they even appreciate it?
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to give it. Let's just be honest.
And the thing is, you really gotta be
Pe-
discerning of those people that are asking you for money because the thing is, are you really broke? Are you just asking me for money so you won't use your own money? Are you using it for the actual thing you're telling me you're using it for? Are you using it for good?
Hmm.
Because I wouldn't mind giving you money if it's for good and if you actually don't got money. But if you got money and you using my money for bad, then that's gonna be a situation.
And that's the thing about borrowing money from people. You know what I'm saying? You borrow money from people, you're not expecting them to tell you what to do with the money. You just borrowing the money. You know what I'm saying? But You just got to use your discernment. You know what I'm
It's just like this.
saying?
If I know you be drinking yourself to death, and you ask for $20, I know you're gonna get it for drink. I mean, I could give you the $20. Eventually, I might give you the $20 the first, second time, the third time. If I know you, that's gonna be. If it ain't benefiting yourself, I ain't gonna do it. You know, because then it gonna
Right.
think like enabling you to bullshit yourself.
Exactly.
You know,
Then we
and
become part of the problem.
yeah,
I feel like there ain't nothing wrong with asking what the money's for, because if you go to a bank and ask for a loan, they sure gonna want to know what it's for.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with telling them what the money is for. Just at least you told me, and that's okay. But as I
Yeah,
see,
but
like
you
if it's
know,
a
some
bad
people
habit,
feel some type of way.
yeah, yeah. If those people feel some type of way, then obviously they're gonna use the money for something that they're not supposed
Yeah.
to.
Like if you're gonna pay me
That's
back,
what I think.
if you're gonna pay me back in a decent amount of time, I don't care what you used it for. You can buy crack with the shit as long as you give me my money back. Like, you know what I mean?
But
If I'm giving you
Right.
money just to know, I know I ain't gonna get the shit back, nigga. I'm not about to give you shit if you ain't about to do what you say you about to do with the shit. I'm
Right.
washing my hands with the shit.
yeah, but also with that, people need to understand the key words: borrow and have.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
My
borrow
definition
some money? Meaning you pay me back. Can I have some money? Meaning I don't have to, I'm not expecting you to pay me back
with me,
because
it's
you're
like
Right.
asking to
I don't
have it.
know how to say borrow. I always say, can I have?
with me, it's like this. If you ask me, it's borrow. If I volunteer some shit, then I'm just giving it to you to help you out or some shit. That's just
I
like that.
agree with that. Because
Right.
that's like asking somebody on a date. Then you expect whoever asked for the date to pay. And
Yeah,
whoever, got asked, then why would I pay? I came
yeah,
because you wanted me here.
yeah. 'Cause you don't know what my situation is.
Right.
I might not have had money to do this, that, and the third with. Yeah, I understand that.
Right. I
Look, you
see.
courting me type
Yeah,
shit. I ain't courting you.
yeah,
Right.
understandable,
I see that.
understandable. But yeah, hey guys, tonight was actually a good podcast. We had great videos, great conversation. We all dialogued and got deep into it. How are you guys feeling about today's podcast?
Very good. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel like I lightened up on the cussing a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel great about the podcast. I want to wish my mom a happy birthday
Very
today. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Big ups
Happy
to that.
birthday. And
Mm-hmm.
And we
RIP to
need
Michael
y'all to
Jackson.
like,
We did not
share, and
forget.
subscribe. Oh, yeah. RIP to
We,
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Look,
we did
y'all
not
go
we did
ahead
not
and
forget.
like, share, and subscribe. Hype us up. Get us in the algorithm. Show us what we could do. We trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Let's meet this
Yeah.
goal.
Trying to get up to
Let's meet this
500,000.
goal. I
Yeah.
know we can meet this goal. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, you
And
guys,
also,
stay
please,
tuned.
if anything, wait, hold on. Hold on. And if anything, please give us some feedback on what we could improve on our next podcast video on our live stream. Please. We'll appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes.
So, y'all, we gonna end it with the song.
Look who you tried to save. Look how they tried to do you. You only pumped your brakes because they was trying to move you. There are higher stakes. They just be trying to confuse you. They trying to make you break, but I refuse to. We're bound with blessings. Done stressing my way in depression. I've learned my lesson. I've taken a word from his message. This is my confession. This is high confession.